live?
Mom's first live, so she was a little confused.
I don't see the chat. How do we see the chat? Do you think it's that right there?
Yeah. Live chat, right?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, there's the live. Hi, everyone. I hope we're live. Are we live?
If you guys can see us, can you say, yes, we see you or hear you? Make sure that everything's working properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me make sure. Yeah, let me make sure.
Okay, we
Oh,
are.
look, it just came on.
Okay. We're doing a double thing.
Okay, yes. They're all saying yes. So that's good.
Okay.
Okay,
You have to turn that off. It's reverberating.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we want to start talking about today? If anybody has any questions, ask us and we'll do the best that we can to answer them too today. Oh, you'll have to read that. That's just too far away from me.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that was Zanfast. And he was
Arthur?
talking about, he said something about the grand jury. I guess somebody might have been talking about that.
Oh.
It says, if you're talking about the grand jury that I know of, maybe somebody is, it keeps going back off. I don't know why.
Oh, it doesn't stay
Somebody
on.
is using the model for their own lawsuits.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Okay.
Confusing.
I guess the first thing we could talk about is what happened to us the other day in the woods. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Wendy's been here for about a week and we've been doing all kinds of things. Tabitha, no, you're not going out.
Yeah.
We were talking about going mushroom hunting, and while we were going mushroom hunting, we were out in the woods and we wanted to get home quickly because between 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock, our Chinese buffet, which does sushi, has lunch. And of course, it's way cheaper for lunch, so we wanted to go lunch.
Yeah.
So at that point, you want to talk about what happened?
Yeah, so basically, when we were talking about it, I was thinking, well, we need to slow down time or stop time because I don't want to miss this buffet. I've been waiting for the last 3 or 4 weeks to go there because I've never been there before. Mm-hmm. And I guess Mom was thinking the same thing, that we need to slow time down because it was already getting really late and we would end up missing out on the lunch special. So next thing you know, a few minutes had passed. I want to say probably 10 minutes.
Well, first I had asked you, what time is it?
That's what I was going to say. Anyway, Mom asked, what time is it? So I went ahead and I took out my phone and I said, oh, it's 12:46. So I went ahead and put my phone back. And about 5 or 10 minutes later, Mom was like, well, go ahead and look at the time again. Let's see what time it is. So I did. I pulled my phone out. And I was like, wait a second. It's 12:46. Wait a second. Mom, it's still 12:46. It's been like 10 minutes. This doesn't make any sense. And I was like, well, maybe my phone's broken. Something's wrong with it. Maybe I need to turn it off or turn it back on or go back into it. Because I also have a password. So sometimes it does mess up if I don't, if it stays on for a while and I don't click it off and go back in. But I did, and it still said it was 12:46. So
I ended up saying, oh my God, your phone, it was so expensive. I hope it's not broken. So I pulled my phone out of the bag that I had, and I said, oh, let me see what time it really is. And it was 12:46.
And she was like, look, my phone's the same. It says 12:46. I said, Mom, it can't have been. It's been 12:46 for like 20 minutes now.
So it was the weirdest thing. When we were walking in the woods, all of a sudden it got quiet. The only thing we could hear were the birds. All of a sudden, we didn't see any more people. There weren't a lot of people anyway.
No people. We
the sound of the traffic quit. It was completely silent.
Yes.
When we were walking, I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting so tired. I can't even move my foot to make the next step. And then Wendy was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Where's the air?
Yeah, I'm
like, there's air everywhere. I can't breathe either.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? Is it the area we're in? I'm having a hard time breathing. I feel like I'm gasping for oxygen.
So basically what we figured out happened was, together, we were stronger than being alone, and we actually manifested a time bubble or a dimensional shift.
Yeah.
And for the time it took us to walk from here to here, which should have took us at least 10 to 15 minutes because we were walking fast, we were still in the same single minute. It was weird.
It was
crazy.
Weird.
So when we stood there and we were talking about the time, it's like, wait a minute, we've been talking here for at least a minute or two about this time not moving.
And I still had my phone out.
And I had my phone out at that time too.
Just sitting there talking about how the time isn't changing, and it literally was just still. It wasn't changing even in the time we were talking about it.
It was odd. It was beyond odd. It was like we went into a bubble.
Yeah.
A bubble.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, what we were thinking about. Did we in the 3D, 4D look like we started here and ended up here? Or did we go so fast that we're still there? And the reason I was getting exhausted with each step and you
So was
couldn't
I.
breathe was because how does the oxygen work when you start going through dimensions? Do the molecules move at the same rate in 3D as it does in 5D? How does that work? And is that why you didn't feel like you could get air? I felt so exhausted, like somebody was literally draining me.
It did. It also felt like at the same time, it felt like we were being drained. And it was like, oh my God, each step was draining even more. And it's like, what is going on here? And then finally, I guess we broke out of it because within a minute
We started
less-
hearing traffic. It's like, whoa, where'd all that traffic come from?
Yeah, and then we even heard a biker just out of nowhere. It sounded like he was coming right up. And I'm like, now I'm hearing somebody. And at the same time, we got all of our energy back and we started
Yeah, it was
running.
like, oh, I'm starting to feel better. I feel renewed.
Yeah, it was like a
weird.
rejuvenation.
It was so weird.
It was.
It was odd. We need to read the chat, but can you make the chat on there, Wendy?
Yeah, let me see it.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
bring
know
it
why
closer.
it's,
Okay. You might.
okay, so
We'll have to see what
Oh.
everyone is saying.
there's a lot of people. Okay, so let me see.
I see
Where-
Clune77.
Yes, he said, where do you see the timeline? You and Jason align, except for the timeline accelerating. Thanks.
Oh. Okay, we'll have to answer that one. Did you want to go do a couple more? You want to tackle one at a time?
Yeah, that's fine. If you want
Okay, well,
to
I
one
can
at a
tell
time,
you
that's
what.
fine.
There is a time dilation, and Wendy and I have been discussing this for a while, and so is Arthur, because I'm talking to him about it too, where we're now slowing down, where before we were speeding up. And I don't think Jason has factored this in because he only does things that he can find in the written proof. And if there's no place it's written down about the time dilation, he won't know about it.
That's true, actually.
So that would be the difference. The only difference is we're all having open abilities starting. So one of these open abilities is actually being able to feel like, where did my day go? What in the world?
Yeah, plus because time has sped up to the point where we don't have 24 hours anymore either.
No, of course not.
I mean,
oh, no.
it's so prevalent anymore. It's like, it literally is like, where did the whole month go?
Where did the year go?
Yeah, where did the year go?
Where did the year go?
It's crazy.
Yeah, let's do another one too.
Yeah, let me see.
I might have you do the.
I don't know why it keeps
I don't know why it
disappearing.
keeps disappearing.
There it is.
I don't know why it doesn't stay on.
I have felt both a quickening and entropy. Let's see. It's probably better if you read the chat on another phone. Oh, I can do that.
Oh, can you read the chat on your phone?
Yeah.
That'll make it a lot
I
easier.
can do
This
that.
is
That would
horrible.
be-
If I do another live chat, I'm going to have a hard time.
Yeah,
I
you
think
might
I
have
am.
to do it with somebody who, if you do have another live chat, if it's not by yourself. you
Because
might
I
have
really
do
wanted
it
to
with
read the
somebody.
questions and answer things for everyone. Can you start toward the top?
Okay, yeah. Let me see.
See if you guys have any questions, please ask them. We're looking at it now and we are going to answer them.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Is 5D simultaneous?
Yes, all the D's are here. 1D all the way through infinity D, because I don't know exactly how many there are, but there are many. And all it is a frequency, because we carry all the frequencies here, and it's just for us to transverse the frequencies, and you do it through your heart. When you start getting rid of negativity, you actually change the frequency you're in. And I know in this day and age, it's not easy to do that. I mean, with all the crap that's being thrown at us, oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Do you see any more questions or anything in there?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to have to try and skip this so the chat can come up. Okay, so it says, the golden dragon falls, is who is asking the question. Where do you go when the false reincarnation light appears. I don't want to reincarnate.
Neither do I.
I don't think anybody does.
No.
In reality.
What we're going to do is when we cross over, or actually cross out of this shell, just leave the shell, just stay where you are and let everything start to come back in. I think they try to get you quick and fast. If somebody comes up to you and says, follow me, come with me, no. Say, no, I'm not going anywhere. I want out of this. And have full intentions of getting out and having everything that was taken from you back into you. Because we were pretty wiped. And it's horrible.
That's true. I would even also say if you are passed away and if you don't see the light, that's great. But if you do, just try and stay away from it. Even put the intention out that thing will not absorb you. It has nothing to do with you and whatever. But I was also going to say, once you are out, you can even think about where you want to go. And if you even think about trying to say you want to get out of all of this, I'm sure you can find your way out. If you want to go back into the void, or if you want to go somewhere you remember being, and in one point in your life you could do that. But at the same time, be careful, because you don't know exactly where that place was. It could still be in this simulation. So, but yeah.
My thing is that I want to get out of the simulation. I'm tired of being in here. I'm not going to be in this sim anymore. I need out. I can't do this.
Because you do have to also think about that, because it's like, well, how many places are in the sim? How many places did you reincarnate in the sim, whether it's on this place, in this, Earth, whatever you want to call it, or somewhere else? They try to always bring up aliens and this and that, but more than likely they're on the bigger Earth. It's just not a part of the dome that we're in. So think about that too. I mean, you don't want to be going somewhere, even though it's a different place, but being stuck in this sim either way.
Have intentions to get out of this sim.
Yes.
And you will be able to get out. The problem is, it's a compliance. If you comply and do what they want you to do, or go where they say you to go. My biggest thing is, if someone's telling you to go here, I would turn around, look at them and say, why don't you go?
Yeah.
Why do I have to go? Everyone needs to start questioning. And no, I want to know details. I want you to explain to me why you want me to do these things. And if they can't, no, it's just a reincarnation trap.
Right, exactly.
The thing of it is, they get you while you're in the middle of leaving your body in seconds, literally, maybe a second.
Yeah.
And they get you when you're in between and you're not with it. Stuff is coming at you. It's too much. I figure it's almost like a vertigo. And then they just come and get you. You're looking for help, and it's just a big trap. And at that point, you just say, no, leave me alone. I want to stay here for a minute, get myself together, because everything you've ever been will come back to you, because it's these shells that also can't handle all that information. It's too much. I mean, we don't have the ability in this in the compression here, because we are compressed.
Yeah, because you can't just believe anything that comes to you. It could be a program running, because we are just in a simulation. I mean, at the same time, say you do go in that light, you might not even be reincarnated for who knows how long. They could be putting you into some type of place that's like capturing you until they can get you into another body or what have you.
That's another thing.
If they even
I have never even talked about
body.
that. Some of these beings, some of these souls were put into a device. You might as well call it a small cage for a soul, for your energy being. And you are stored until they're ready to use you again. I mean, maybe this is why some people have such anxiety about claustrophobia, or God knows
or
what
being
else.
alone, or afraid of the dark, because I'm sure you're also in a pitch black place. I mean, you just don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty deep.
I mean, they have already, well, you can't really say you've proven anything. You hear a lot of things about how they have found people capturing souls, people capturing energy beings, and literally torturing them. I sometimes think that we are one of the ones that have been captured and put into this simulation, because we've been wiped so many times and for so long that we're only now just realizing, or we've always had an inkling about, this doesn't seem right, this is not where I belong, and now we're only just talking about it, because back then it was taboo to say anything,
Well, a lot of things were. That way, if you
Yeah.
don't talk about it, it doesn't get discussed and nobody
And-
can think about it.
Yeah.
You just do what I say and comply.
And that's not your existence. It's not real,
Yeah.
you know.
Anybody else say anything? Because
Yeah,
then we're
let's
going to
see.
talk about the next thing.
Let's see. Okay, so someone said, did the Sphinx statue actually close their eyes? Egypt hiding information?
Oh, I have no idea. We'll
I was
have to
gonna
look
say,
into
I've
that.
not heard about anything about that.
No, I'll have to. Let's look into that right now and see what we see. All I see is technology. I'm seeing technology.
Mhm.
It's like holographic. It's holographic. They had a holographic thing over the original Sphinx, which made it animated. And so it was it was actually a lie. The statue itself of the Sphinx has always been solid, but they had a holographic overlay on it, which made it appear to be alive. That's
Oh, wow.
messed up.
That's crazy.
That's tomfoolery.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's the same technology they still have today for beings that aren't human looking. They have that holographic overlay on them too.
Mhm.
And they had it over the Sphinx to keep people out.
Oh, that would make
Actually,
sense.
to make people not
I
go-
mean, they've actually said there is a passageway underneath the Sphinx that has stone tablets and things like this under the information.
well, I
Basically,
think
a lot of
I think it
knowledge.
opens up on the
down
head, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, when
it
I see it, it's like
probably does.
it's like there's stairs going down the head.
Yeah, I
Like there's a staircase going down the head.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, holographic overlay, and it was literally to frighten people away. Terrible, terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I now have a lot more coming up. Okay. 'Cause I don't know why the
You
chat
gotta-
wasn't working on my phone. I had to get out of it and go back into it.
I know.
Is there
And my
cats
chat
somewhere?
is not working well on here. It's on for 2 seconds and it disappears. I'm gonna have to figure out how to keep it rolling and stay on.
Okay, yes, we do have 2 cats here. We have Tabitha and Cecilia. Somebody was asking about a cat. Let's see. No to reincarnation. What do you think about chelantic science?
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of that either. I'm not sure.
We'll have to look into it. I have no idea. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Sonia, do you still see the Red Skies event possibly?
We are
happening
going
in
to talk
July?
about
Yes.
that next. We're going to talk about the red skies because it's a big subject.
Yes.
I guess we
can
could
talk
talk
about it now.
Let's
I
talk
guess,
about it
if you
now.
want.
Tabitha's just got on the table.
Yeah.
Tabitha, sweetheart, you're going on the table. I want her to knock off the... Oh, no. Come here.
All right, come on, baby.
Oh. Let me put her down. Oh, no. You're going over here, sweetie. Oh. Yeah,
She's
no.
just gonna come back.
Okay, so Wendy and I had been discussing about the red skies and re-looking at our memories. I have been saying for a long time that we had the red skies, we didn't fare well, and we had basically a redo,
A reset.
do-over,
It was a
because
reset,
we didn't do
yeah.
well. So I kept seeing that in 2017 we were reset to that time point, so that they could give us a whole bunch more information so that when we get to the time point where we had the red skies, we would be a lot more prepared here. Because this is the only place you can prepare for it. You can't run and hide and go anywhere to get away from it, because it actually will single you out depending on the frequency vibration that you are on, whether or not you'll be safe or not. And that's why everyone's being pushed for knowledge to raise your vibration, and this is why the mafia media is working overtime
Yeah.
to keep you in a low state, fear state, because if they're going to go, they want to take everybody with you. But let's get into what we actually saw. You want to talk about it now?
Yeah, that's fine. So you want me to tell them about what I remember?
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't know if we did a video on this before. I thought we did, but for some reason I couldn't find it in there. So anyway, I'll go ahead and explain what I remember. Basically, my remembrance was I was waking up, nobody was around, my parents were gone, I was in the house by myself, all I had was the animals, and next thing you know, I look out the bay window and the skies are completely blood red. They're filled everywhere. There's no blue skies anywhere left. I look up in the sky and all I see is a UFO, a huge mothership just sitting there hovering above us in the distance, even though it was pretty close compared to anything else you see, like planes or what have you. So I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, the world's ending. Literally, this already happened. The world already ended because I remember it. And I do remember having to, I felt like it wasn't much of a choice. It was either you can stay and die or you go. And I think they took everybody. I don't believe anybody was left there that was alive, because I know a lot of people perished in that time because something happened, and whether it was a frequency or what have you, the world was going. So we had to board the spaceships, and they went and made sure they took everybody. And I do believe the reason you see a lot of people, say you have a mother or a father or a sister or brother or cousin or niece, nephew or whatever, and you remember who they used to be, and it's like they've completely changed, and now you probably think they're NPCs, it's probably because they are now. I believe they died when the world ended a few years ago, and because they wiped our memories because people couldn't handle it, they reassimilated these people as programs and put us in a new simulation. And I believe that this is why it's almost like everyone's changed. A lot of people that you do know or love or know who they aren't the same people anymore. It's like they've done a complete 180. So you do have to wonder why, because most people couldn't handle that they did die and you were wiped from it. You were to believe that they were still living because it was such a bad event that happened.
Yeah. Well, that's Wendy's memory. Now let me tell you my memory. Let me put her down. She's she's gonna be demanding love here.
Yes.
Okay, you need to go down for a bit. Go down for a bit. So this is what I remember. When these red skies came, I remember I was still living at the house with my ex-husband to be, Randy, because I'm still married. We're still going through a divorce. Oh boy, that's a story. It's been 3 years. But I remember leaving the house in the morning. So this happened around 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 when these red skies hit. I remember going to the Home Depot, and when we got there was no red skies. My husband had to go look for a sink faucet, but I wanted to go look for vegetation for the yard. I wanted to go buy something because I was always planting stuff. So I remember being outside, because you know how Home Depot has the vegetation outside, yet it's in the wire mesh or what have you, the fencing or what have you. Well, I remember all of a sudden there was a bright flash, and I mean it completely blinded me, and I started hearing Route 22, which is a major highway from Aberdeen Proving Ground going to 95. It's 3 lanes wide. Was right next to the Home Depot, and the next thing I remember hearing after the bright flash was car crashes, because 95 was only a half a mile down the road, and I started hearing people screaming while I was blinded, because you could see nothing. Everything went completely black with a white flash. And I heard the most hideous crashing sounds there ever was. I heard cars crashing. I mean, it sounded like no one even braked. They just dead on hit each other. I heard people screaming bloody murder. People in the Home Depot were screaming. I was separated from my husband. I was just standing there in terror, in the dark, in the morning. And the next thing I remember, I felt a hand on my shoulder, and I heard a voice say, Sonia, it's going to be okay. Come with me. And when I felt the hand on my shoulder, my body was being left behind, and I felt and saw me inside being taken out of this shell, this body. And the moment I started to leave my shell, I saw everything. The skies were blood frickin' red. People, car crashes, the blood everywhere from people dying in the cars, people's bodies just laying everywhere, and all of us were being taken out of our bodies in our astral form. And we were being taken into these huge ships in our astral form. And it's like, I'm looking around and I have nothing to say. I'm almost in a disbelief, because this is not my world. This is not my reality. What has just happened? No warning, no nothing. We've never talked about this. We never saw it coming. And this is why we got the reset. Because it hit, and no one, and I mean no one, was aware of this.
No, it was insane.
And then all of a sudden I have no memories.
Yeah.
So there it is. There's what I remember. Now here's another thing. Ducky Hellfire.
Oh, yeah.
Ducky Hellfire said he remembers the red skies. I think he's in his 40s, but he was a child in the 70s. And now I have to question timelines. Mm-hmm. How many times has this happened on multiple timelines to get this thing right? Because he absolutely remembered the red skies and the whole phenomena. And he said that he remembered being a young boy and he was left behind after the red skies came. And he said the houses were all full of food, and he was going from house to house to house before they finally got him and rescued him. So here we go.
Yep.
How can all three of us have different memory events, and is it because of the timelines? So anybody have any ideas? Like to add to that?
Does anybody else remember anything? Think about it, you know? I mean, one day I just woke up and it was right in my face. It almost felt like it was a dream, but I know it was reality.
So then I know for a fact that we're in another sim.
Yeah.
And I don't know if our bodies, I don't know. I just don't know what happened to our bodies, because I remember being taken out in astral form. But when you're in astral form, it's depending on the dimension that you're in, you know, you're still solid. You feel solid. It feels just like this. It's like a body came out of a body.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like ghosty or anything. I felt like I do now. It's I don't even know how to explain that.
It doesn't feel
I don't even know how to explain that.
I think it's because that's our true selves. So we're used to being our true selves.
Yeah.
If anything, we're not used to being physical.
Yeah.
You know.
So does anybody say anything?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, there's a lot of people saying things. Okay. I don't know where I should start. I could start
Just
at the
pick
bottom.
a place. Start at the bottom.
Okay. Okay, otaku. So, or is it because we are from different dimensions all put in one?
That could be two different dimensions all put into one.
Yeah, I do believe that too. We're running so many different timelines and dimensions. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, we all can't have these memories and think that, no, yours is false or yours is false. We experience what we experience. Regardlessly if other people experience it, we've experienced it.
When this event comes again, are we going to wake up out of this sim, or are we going to be put in another sim if we can't handle it this time?
That is a really good question. I do not have the answer. I don't have the answer to everything. I'm just like anyone else.
I can't say we are or aren't, just like Mom is saying, but at the same time, I think about, they already did this once that I remember. How many
or
times
twice.
before?
Look at Ducky Hellfire as a child.
What I'm saying. How many times before has this happened? And who's to say it hasn't happened again? We just don't remember it. I mean, look at the world we're now living in. It already feels like we've been through another reset, even before the last one that we remember, which was years ago.
And is that all the deja vus?
Yeah, because I get it so bad where I actually remember many different events and say I'm okay in this timeline. I have remembrances of different things. It's the same event that's happening, but it's happening all these different ways. And it's like, okay, well, I remember it this way, I remember it this way, and now I'm actually doing it this way. It's not even the same as these two ways I remember it happening. So then you've got to ask yourself, why? Why is this happening? Why are we remembering many different timelines, even though we're on the same type of track?
I
It's
keep thinking of that terrible movie, Groundhog Day.
Oh, yes.
I hated that movie. I watched that movie with her when she was younger, and I sat through about a third of it, and I'm like, I've had enough of this. Was it too close to home is why I couldn't stand that movie? I couldn't stand that movie. That movie just irritated me beyond belief. I was like, I can't do this. I'm done. It made me angry.
Yeah, I know.
Was it because it was too close to what's really happening now? And
has been happening, and we just don't remember because you've also got to wonder, since the world already ended then, why are they wiping us?
Again,
why are they wiping us? We should know what's going on. We aren't giving consent or permission to be wiped. I would imagine everybody would want to remember, even if it's the worst thing that could happen. You want to remember whether someone you know and love has passed away, or something happened to you, or whatever. I mean, why would you want to be wiped from things that have happened in your life? I can understand if it is traumatic, but at the same time, I know people that are no longer the same people they used to be, and I don't want to be to the point where I am no longer I can't stand to be around you anymore, but I know I still love you, but what has happened to you? I don't want to be that person. I want to understand why they've changed, what's going on, what's happening, really. I don't want that resentment or that regret because they're becoming something they've never been before. I mean,
I think we're all experiencing that. I don't remember you being this way. Who are you? Who did you become? What is going on? I don't identify with you anymore. What?
Yes, it's terrible. And it's really bad because it's happening everywhere anymore. And it just makes you question even more. And then you got to wonder, if you know that isn't them, who is that in there? Is it just another program running? Is it just another sim? Because they needed to recreate these people to make us believe that they were still here, because they can't just have them pass away if, they did die when the world ended, and then we wake up one morning and all of our loved ones are just gone. You're going to be flipping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody say anything?
Yeah, let's see. Should I go back? I don't even know.
Just start. Yeah, I don't know where.
Then do you think everyone who couldn't match the frequency died back then, and those who were left got put in this sim?
Yes, and I absolutely believe that. I do. I do believe that. I believe that this is why most of my family is not my family. I mean, they're my family. They look like my family, but it's not them. Mm-hmm. No, it's not them.
I'm not going to say they all didn't match the frequency, but I will say I think people have actually died, because when the world ended, there could have been car accidents, people could have been falling from high places or what have you, and they actually just died.
Whatever happened with this flash, it made every one of us stone blind. I'm not kidding. We couldn't see. Depending on where you were. What if you were behind a wheel in a car? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't survive that.
Yeah.
Or walking across the street, or on a roof, putting roofing on, or
doing construction up high,
anything.
Making skyscrapers.
All of a sudden, you've lost your sight. Not only did you lose your sight, you lost your equilibrium, because I did feel a bit nauseous, almost like vertigo-y. And it's like, oh my gosh. And it was horrible. But I do know, in that next moment, I felt that hand on my shoulder. Somebody said my name, and I believe it was male. I'm pretty sure it didn't sound female. And it was a very comforting, soft voice that said, you're going to be okay, come with me. But they said my name first. So, was it telepathic? Somebody had to physically take me out of that shell. I mean, unless it was all done with tech. I really just don't know. Beam me up, Scotty. I don't know.
That's true.
Anything else? What's that one?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, my grandma died not long ago, and since then it has been a disaster for me and my whole family. I would like to know where she is now. Is she reincarnated back into this reality again? How is she?
Okay, we have the same questions, so we have to look individually. What was that person's name?
This is clip. Hold on. Uh-oh. We got lost. Oh, no, maybe. Are we back? I don't see anything. Okay, we're back, I think.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. Oh, we just lost our data stream.
It completely cut us off, you guys. What the hell?
So, when I look into these people that have passed, because my mother passed too, my stepmother-in-law passed, quite a few people I've known have passed now just in the last year and a half. Some of these people are put back into this sim. Most of them aren't here anymore. They're not. They either A, got out of here, or B, they were part of the sim to begin with and they were just reassimilated into the sim because they were NPCs. Now, let me look and see about your grandmother. I see your grandmother waking up because she was a data stream. Here's another thing. If you're being projected in here as a data stream, all you're going to do when you pass is going to wake up. You will just wake up wherever your being is, because only a part of your consciousness is being projected into this. And I would say right now that's the majority of us that are not NPC. Most of us that are in this sim are real, except for, put it this way, the ones that are awake are the real beings. The ones that are basically asleep, programs running, most of them. Programs running. And this is why I know that some of my family members are also programs running, because not only are they unaware, because it's almost like it's not in their script. Because with me running my mouth, telling everybody in my family what I know, it's like I can start here and talk to them and they can get to this thing far where they start to understand, and the next morning they're reprogrammed back to ground zero again, program running. It's like I never had a conversation with them. It just didn't really happen. And they start over again, program running, because it's just not in their script.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm looking. Hold on. So what's going to happen? Are we going to get new bodies?
I think what happens is our bodies are formed by our thought. It's not like someone says, oh, here's a body, go into that. No. From this point on, we are what we are. We'll be on a higher dimension. We'll have the body that we're in now. I do know that as we progress along this timeline, we will start to get younger. I do see this happening because since we hit a point where we can start manifesting. Yeah. And if you start putting intention that I will self-repair, I will do whatever, you will actually start to self-repair. And self-repair is not aging, because we have been artificially designed in the last 100 years to artificially age prematurely. We're supposed to be living up to 1,000 years. When you're only living to be 50, 60, 70, it's like you're dying at a child's age. Except you're aging where you shouldn't be.
I was also going to say, it's just like with animals. They've actually proven there are dogs who've lived up to 30 years old. So you've got to ask yourself, why are some of your animals or most pets dying at 10, 15 years old, at 16 at the longest? Because I believe a lot of it has to do with the food they're eating. They're not getting the proper nutrition or what have you. We need to take care of our pets just like we take care of our own bodies.
So, in other words, more artificial end of life. Mm-hmm. One of the main reasons they want to artificially kill us is so that over time we don't become more educated. With education comes knowledge. And with knowledge, you can't be controlled. You just simply can't be controlled.
Right, exactly. I mean, look at the world today. A lot of people are waking up and realizing how our government is and everything else going on. And we're finally saying no, because we know what's really happening. Back then, we would have just went along with them and said, okay, give me whatever you tell me I need to do, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Any more questions?
What is the big event that's supposed to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just a lot of things that are going to
I can tell you, June and July, this month and next month, things are going to really ramp up. The darkest of the dark are going to throw everything they have at us. It's a last-ditch attempt. Think of a bad guy hanging on to a cliff, and all he wants to do is get himself up over the cliff so he can attack you. They're in a position now where they have such great fear because everyone is starting to wake up. Yes, there is a part of our populace that will never wake up. But then again, are they just not NPCs running? That's a lot of it too.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to, it's not just one thing. You have to factor in all the different things going on in this simulation.
Yeah, and there is a lot of things. There's multiple dimensions, different timelines going on.
Yeah.
You know,
depending on the frequency you carry, we are actually traversing between two major timelines. One is a little more negative, well, a lot more negative, and the other one's more positive. And you can actually transverse in between both of them within a day, within a week, within a month. It depends on what do you carry here in your heart.
I mean, truly, within minutes, you can go from the lower dimension to a higher dimension, just like we did in the woods and many other times, you know?
We are waking up on every level, which means that our ability, skill set is all of a sudden going to be available for us. Even if we don't know that we're using them, it's going to be as natural as breathing air. And here comes your telepathy and your teleportation, and you start naming all the things that used to be fantasy and Superman. Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, in reality, we've always had these gifts. It's just getting to that frequency to use those gifts.
Yeah.
I've been using my gifts for years now. I mean, me and Mom were talking telepathically one night or one day when she was cooking some chicken because it smelled so good. I was asking her about it in my head, and she answered out loud what I was asking her, and I looked at her like, wait a second, did you hear what I said? Because I didn't actually say anything. I was thinking it.
Yeah, I started having a whole conversation with her, and she never opened her mouth, and then she's like, I never said a word. You answered everything.
Yep.
It's like breathing. You don't even realize you're doing it. It's natural. And that's the scariest thing for the dark hats, the black hats, the dark forces, because it is naturally unfolding.
And this is actually why they're trying to do everything they can right now to distract you, because as long as you are distracted and your mind is elsewhere and it's not here and with your heart and mind and everything together, you're not going to be doing anything. You're too worried about outside of you instead of inside.
Well, yeah, you really have to go within to open up these abilities. And the big thing is put down the fear, put down the hate, put down the jealousy, the envy, or anything that's in that big bag of fear.
Yes.
You really need to put it down, because actually all of those other things, the hate, the envy, the jealousy, it all comes out of fear that you're not enough. So stop worrying about you're not enough. You are more than enough. And start carrying the happy, lighter you. Because all of a sudden, if you can hold this vibration, things will start unlocking. Next thing you know, you've manifested that job you wanted. You manifested that house you wanted. You manifested your bills away for whatever reason.
That's true.
And this is what they don't want you to know.
Exactly, and that's the other thing, you know, you have to also, I mean, I know it's hard to do sometimes, but if you feel like you should, you know, maybe you don't like saying certain things or getting angry, or, you know, you get in a little argument and you're like, I don't like this, I don't want to be this person. You can change it. You are the only one who can change it. And once you start fixing that and you know, actually admitting to it and realizing that you just want to be better and you want to do better or whatever, you already are doing something right there. You know, you're already seeing it. You're feeling it. you're as if you're the other person and, talking to yourself, and seeing the differences. And now you're changing and getting better. You're getting back to that high frequency, that high vibration. And I know I was doing this a few years back because I didn't like the way I was in certain aspects. So I started changing it, and I'm going to tell you, I'm glad I did. Because, wow, I've had a lot more abilities opening up since then.
Yeah. You gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. And I know that's the hardest thing to do because, oh no, you don't know what they've done to me. And oh no, you don't know what I've lived through. Believe me, I have lived through things that most people would shriek at. But you know what? You really gotta let it go because all you have is the here and the now. Tomorrow will never come and yesterday's already gone. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, that's true.
That's exactly what it is.
And really, living in the now is the best thing anyway because everything is right here. Everything is right here. And if you want it that bad, and you can do it, know.
Okay, any more questions? We probably
have time. Someone asked, do you know what year this happened?
I kept thinking it was 2022 or 2023, but I don't do time, so I really don't know.
For what? What are you talking about?
When the red skies happened.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I was thinking it was back then, but if they reversed us, I don't know.
And the problem is that because we have separate...
Yeah,
because, who knows, I keep going back to Ducky Hellfire. He's the one that made me look broader. If he remembers this as a child happening with the red skies, okay, we have to relook at everything. How many times have we gone through this scenario?
I don't know. Somebody did say in here something about they've seen it happening in 2014, and I was getting around that area too. Was around 2014?
I really don't know. I don't do time.
But yeah, I mean, I can't tell you what time it was either because it's a sim. I mean, they can do anything. They can put you forward. They can put you back. It doesn't mean anything really. Time is an illusion.
It really is.
But anyway, let's see.
What's Bernadette saying?
Oh, Bernadette, thanks for the reminder. Oh, she's talking to somebody. Hi, Bernadette.
Hi, Bernadette. Bernadette, I still have your tuning forks. Don't forget.
Yes. I want to still do those before I leave.
I've been asking her every day, let's do Bernadette's tuning forks.
And I tell her to get them out, and then she forgets. And then we get on to something else. So
it's been hectic.
Yes.
But we're going to take those out after this, and we're going to do them.
Yes. Okay, let's see.
I know it's hard going through it.
Well, I did already go through some of these questions, so... Oh, no. I was all over the map.
You could go down a little bit.
Okay. Oh, wait. Somehow it did. It skipped a lot. Okay. Will the dome be gone soon?
The dome. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't always have a dome. Of course, you know this. And that dome, it will be coming down. It will absolutely be coming down. I don't know exactly when, but when. I want to say the dome will be gotten rid of with those red skies. There's that, how do I explain this thing? That dome was put up artificially, and if you watch some of my videos, I talk about that there didn't used to be a dome, and the only reason they domed was for several reasons. One was to make a single atmosphere, and the next was to stop you from leaving. The dome was put up so that you couldn't leave into the bigger earth. I mean, if you told everybody you're spinning on a little tiny ball, you won't even try to get out. I mean, the biggest thing is you don't know you can get out. It's like not knowing there's a bicycle that you can ride because you didn't know there was a bicycle. So how did you ever learn how to ride the bike if you didn't know there was a bike? It's the same scenario. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that dome is an artificial enclosure to keep us imprisoned in here. Mm-hmm. It's terrible. It's terrible. Mm-hmm. There is so much land on the bigger earth and inside of Gaia, the bigger earth. Our populations couldn't even make a fraction of a dent on the bigger earth or inside of the earth. This whole thing about there's too many of us, this is a ridiculous lie. It is a lie. And by the way, there are not 8 billion of us here, or 7.5 billion, or close to 8 billion. That is also a perpetuated lie. No, there's not. That's also a really ridiculous thing to think that we'll just tell them there's all these people, there's too many of you, and let's start murdering everyone.
Yeah.
And the big thing is when you get mankind to hate mankind, you're going to have this group of people causing devastation everywhere in the ecosystem, and then you're going to blame all of humanity, and then you're going to get humanity to hate humanity. And I know this because I ran across a woman in the park one day, and I started talking to her, and I was telling her that don't take those stupid you-know-whats because it'll sterilize the populace. And she's like, good, we need to get rid of humanity. And I'm like, excuse me? Are you not a part of humanity? Would you get rid of your brothers and your sisters, your uncles and your aunts, your friends, your family? Really? When did you become to the point where you want to exterminate your own species? Mind control. You're no good. Exterminate your own species. Whatever. It's horrible.
Yeah,
do you see
that's
anything
true.
else? Is it hard to read? Is it so much?
Yeah, because I'm like trying to read everything so I don't miss anybody, but I'm sure I've missed people already.
You know what? If you have any questions, can you put them in large caps? That way she can see them better. And just re-ask the question if we missed it. I'm sure we've missed all of them.
Yeah. Did they die because of the frequency or the? Oh, we already went through that. The natural disaster.
Yeah, I think you need to go down.
Well, I think because I told you I was like everywhere, going everywhere. Let me see.
Maybe if you can repost them in big caps and we'll start at the bottom. Would that make it easier?
I mean, it's fine. I'm going through it now. But if they want to repost just in case, that's fine too. That would explain the Mandela effect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Wendy and I were walking in the on the boardwalk in Havre de Grace, Maryland, and we had gotten off of the boardwalk and we went and walked where you're not supposed to walk, with all the rocks on the side of the boardwalk because it's up high and the river's on one side. So when we were down there, she found this rock and I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, I have this rock on the table. We're going to talk about this. You know, we're always talking about those Samvartica fires and how they can melt buildings and they can petrify things also through heat. And I'm going to pick this up. We found this and she first thought it was an egg with the shell. And I was talking to Arthur and he goes, Sonia, that actually looks like a seed with the sheathing over it. So here's the rock that we found. Look at this. It's like the shell and the nut.
Mm-hmm.
And it's thick.
And it's odd because, I mean, look at this.
It's like a
outer
broken,
layer.
yeah,
And
it's like
thick.
a broken, I mean, what's the odds of finding it? Can you imagine if this is a seed, how big those trees were? There you go. So this actually, when I hold it, I feel that this was a seed and it's
like hollow.
hollow on the inside.
On the inside, exactly.
It's the strangest thing. Yeah, and it's like melted on there. It's like an eggshell. But this is actually the shape of a small seed, but it's enormous. Look at the size of this thing. It's enormous. So yeah, we just found this right there by the water, and it's like, well, that was meant to be us. It's like it got indented here. Some kind of heat did this to this seed, this enormous tree seed. There's your big monster trees. Just think of how small a little seed is versus this thing. And it's quite heavy, but it is hollow on the inside. You can hear that. Can you hear that? But it's a rock. Petrified.
Yes.
Petrified rock. So I thought that was really awesome. You wouldn't be surprised how many things in your reality you just take for granted because you're thinking, oh, I've seen that before. We won't question it. It's really something. Go to the bottom, Wendy.
Okay, let's see.
You might have to just go to the bottom. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that I just missed one. Oh, well. Who put the dome up?
Hi, Hippie Shake.
I guess who put up the dome?
Oh, who put up the dome?
Yes.
The reptilians, the reptiles put the dome in. They also bring in the freezer units to really screw us over.
Mm-hmm.
And to enslave us, to encapture us.
Mm-hmm. Here, he wants me to read this. So he said, in 2014, my body changed. I think one of my kidneys did not move because I have an indentation in my lower back only on one side. Oof, that sounds terrible.
And that's a big, huge possibility. I mean, we've been having the change since 2002 is when it initially started. 2002. That's also when the time started speeding up in 2002. So most people think 2012. No. Started in 2002. Our crazy weather actually started in 2002. And it just progressively got worse and worse and worse as time went by.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see.
Oh, wait. Read this one right here. Zal Moxes?
Oh, it says, what of the psychic light flash?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, that white flash was caused, if you listen to Archaics, I just found him. Actually, Campbell gave him to me, and then other people started suggesting him. So I watched a couple of his videos, and all kinds of stuff started going in. And then I told you, did I tell you about Archaics?
Oh, yeah,
I told you about
him. He's amazing.
So he was talking about the red skies in 2040. He thinks that this is all going to happen. What he doesn't realize is it's been happening. We just keep getting reset.
Yeah.
But of course he wouldn't know that because he only knows what's in books. Mm-hmm. So that flash is from that device. I had done a video on it a little while back, which was talking about the crystal skulls. When we had gone down to Baltimore to look at the crystal skull max,
yes.
A lot of stuff started flooding in with those crystal skulls. And when I started listening to Archaics, bam! The rest of the puzzle pieces went together. And it's like, oh my gosh. Because I did not know about the phoenix. And the phoenix is that crystalline, I guess you'd call it a machine. I don't know what you'd call it. Tech. It is a form of tech. And that flash is from that phoenix thing. And those crystal skulls are all connected to that. No one really knew what those crystal skulls were about forever. We did watch that ridiculous Indiana Jones thing. That last one where all the crystal skulls became one big being. No. Absolutely not. But what they are is devices with energy beings inside of them, and they're connected to that phoenix crystal thing that's up there. And that flash came from that. That actually caused the flash. It got to a point where it's like on a timer, and boom, it went off. And that thing can be reset too, although it is on a working timer.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think of the number, or the number 666 being inverted 369?
I know that 666, I've always heard that was really bad, but I also know it represents humanity, and that's also been twisted. Everyone's like BBB means 666, or upside, or 999 means 666, or what have you. I actually have 3 6s in my birth date. March, which is 03. I was born on the 16th, 66. There's your 6s. 666. I think that all numbers deal with this sim, and it correlates with the sim. And the sim has designated meanings for these numbers. And I don't believe that these numbers are always what is said, because there's a lot of, in everything, in religion, in the New Age, there's always infiltration. So you got to be real careful where your information comes from, because unless they're reputable and that you know they're reputable, it's questionable. I really don't know what else to say, because there's been so much infiltration on everything to discombobble and confuse you.
Okay, what's going on with the clouds? They're very strange.
We've been talking about, this is when in 2017, I woke up one morning and I'm like, holy shit, the clouds are almost on the ground.
Yeah.
I remember the clouds being so high, the white puffy cumulus nimbus clouds. And then we woke up in 2017 and I walked outside and I'm like, what's going on with the world?
Being
What are the
smashed
clouds?
in a way, you
it's
know?
being, we now have a double layer, what do you call that, air system, sky.
Yeah.
We never used to. We had a one single sky. And now it's like we've got two skies. We got this upper atmosphere sky and we've got this lower atmosphere sky. It's like something is compressing and separating where we never used to have that. We only had one sky. We've also got double rainbows. We've never had that before either.
Yeah, exactly.
And the upside down moon. It starts off upside down and by the end of the day, it flips this way. So it starts upside down and flips. We are no longer in the same place in space. All of these things are being done to us in this simulation to help us recognize and wake up that things are not what you think they are. Everything is being done so that you start questioning. So you can say, okay, something's wrong. I need to look into this. It's not right. It's not right. So much stuff is being thrown in our face to say, hello, do you know where you are? Do you know what you're in? Do you know anything?
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
Let me see. It says, was the internet divine intervention to get us to wake up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was actually done by the Greys.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. The Greys did it.
Go ahead. You want to talk about the Greys or I will?
No, go ahead. You can talk about it. That's fine.
The Greys at one point, a part of them, not all of them, it's just like humanity. It's split into factions. Decided that they wanted to have a different outcome. And because the Greys came to a place where they had a dead end genetically, and there was no future for them anymore, which meant the end of humanity as we know it. So they went back into a timeline and said, okay, we're going to give everyone a heads up. We're going to start giving some of this information out because we need a different outcome. A lot of stuff was suppressed. Of course, you know, the government, the governmentals, mentally insane ones who are running everything, did not want this to get out because they have their agendas and it's not a good one. They want to be the kings, the queens, the whatever. I mean, think about our governments now. They're supposed to be civil servants. They act like they're monarchy. Mm-hmm. I mean, oh my God, putting out edicts and dictates and what have you. Mm-hmm. Instead of acting like the civil servant they are. We owe them nothing. They owe us everything. We put them into that spot. At least that's what we were told to believe. But no, it's all rigged. I mean, we have really nothing to say about it, or we hadn't anything to say about it for a long time. This, too, is being made known to everyone with the most ridiculous things in your face so that everyone can wake up, stop expecting everyone around you to do the work for what you should be doing. Oh, well, somebody will take care of that for me. No, everyone's got to start doing their own thing, taking care of their own self.
Yeah.
And don't expect your neighbor to do it for you, or the guy over there to do it for you, or the girl over there, or what have you. This is the thing. This is the Great Awakening. We all must do this individually. No one's going to do it for you.
Which actually goes into this next question. Is New Earth here or is it somewhere else? I believe that too. It is here, but at the same time it's here. You have to make the best of it while you're here, regardless of everything else they're trying to throw at us. Mm-hmm. I think it sucks because unfortunately I feel like we have no control over them, but I also feel like we can stop them in some kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything is intent.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Stop complying is the big one. They have to get you to comply to their will. Yeah. So stop bending your will like a reed and become a rock and a stone. No, I'm not doing this anymore. This sim will give you exactly what you focus on. So they're using, of course, everyone here knows that the propaganda media is telling you what to think and what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's to stay into the lowest form of fear. Don't do it. Simply don't do it. No, that's not my reality.
Yeah.
Watch things start to change around you when you don't go into that. Somebody brings something up, oh, this horrible thing and that horrible thing. Not my reality. Not my reality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you might just have to do that because a lot of stuff that's being pumped is fake. They want you to make it your reality. I mean, it's horrible.
It is. Well, I guess I won't say any more else about it, but that's fine. I mean, well, I guess I can. I mean, it's just like this. If everybody stopped paying taxes tomorrow, what are they going to do about it? Arrest everybody? There you go.
It's as simple as that. You're right. That's a good one. Stop paying taxes. Before you know it, who are they going to get to come and arrest you if they themselves aren't going to pay taxes? They need us to control us.
I was going to say, we're the power behind everything. Without us, there really wouldn't be much, if anything, really. Besides nature and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I will never pay taxes again. I've made my decision. I'm not going to do it. Screw you. I'm not paying the cabal to murder and eat little children.
Yeah.
That's not where my money's going to go. Not going to happen. Everyone needs to go into a mindset that I will not do this anymore. I will not comply. The fact that there's a federal government, which is as illegal as it gets, the FBI, the CIA, they are nothing but contracted jobs by our illegal federal government. Really, the whole thing is a flim-flam sham. And that's just in America, so I can imagine what every country is having to deal with.
Yeah, that's true.
Comply. That's what they want. They want your compliance. And don't even get me started on these dictators who are supposed to be civil servants.
Yeah. Well, we know there's good people, there's bad people, and then there's the simulation.
Yeah.
Has the Matrix written some of our ancient texts?
Absolutely. To try and wake us up because of the sim that we're in. This is why all of a sudden you even know about mud flood. You even know about the things going on. When 10 years ago, no one knew anything. It was not in your reality. It simply wasn't. Why are things being shown? Because they need to wake you up. They need to wake you up.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I feel like I went through these comments a million times, but anyway. What do you think about the war in Ukraine? Oh.
The war in Ukraine. The Bolsheviks. The people running the Ukrainian government are Bolsheviks. And it goes even back before them. They're tied into the one world government that has been running everything for a very long time. It's their last foothold. Not the very last foothold, but it's a big foothold. They've got the Black Sea there. Somebody had asked me this once, I can't remember who it was, and I saw that they had a huge black marketing system with human flesh peddling going on in the Black Sea at one of the major ports. And that's about it too. You are never going to hear this on the news. Oh, well, we got to stop the black marketing of the flesh peddling of the children and the women and the young boys. Well, that's what a lot of it's about. Most of the money that's being made is through the black markets of the flesh peddling. It's horrible. So right now we're having a huge thing the white hats basically and the dark hats battling it out over the entire Ukrainian thing. Now I talked to my brother in Taiwan and hook, line, and sinker, he believes that the Ukrainians are all being murdered. No. A lot of the Ukrainians are leaving. They're going to Romania. They're going to all the other countries around. And yeah, they're flooding out because if you are having a war and going around where you are, you flood out too. But this is all about if Ukraine falls, which it will, I'm going to tell you it's going to fall. That means everything's going to change here in the USA because their biggest foothold for Biden, what are all the evil ones? Biden,
Klaus Schwab,
Carl Schwab. They're all connected to that.
Yeah.
They are that. That is them. You've got BlackRock run by AI. You've got State Street and Vanguard, the three huge major umbrella corporations that are running our reality. And don't think for 1 minute that Elon Musk isn't a bad guy because, oh, yes, he is. He's spouting all this, but let me tell you what. You are not going to be as rich as he is and not think that you're not a part of that. Of course he is. Good cop, bad cop. That's what's being played right now. They're all cops, but good cop, bad cop. cop. He is a big-time transhumanistic creature. That's what he is.
Right.
And I call him a creature because he's nothing but their pet.
He's really trying to just chip everybody and have them all become Borg. What does that say?
Who's behind all of this? Bum, 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 bum. They all are.
Yeah.
Take out humanity. And the chimera ring. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so...
What is this one?
I'm on top of a hill. They're even closer to me.
Oh no. Poor hippie shake.
Let's see. What is the moon?
Oh. First off, there's more than one. That's a
Yeah.
big one. It's actually a reflection off of our dome. And I just love how they're going to go to the moon. Are they going to go to the dome? There is another one that is actually disguised. It's a ship. But the main one that we're always seeing is a reflection off of our dome, which is on Gaia, on the bigger Earth. So, yeah, which is why it doesn't move, which is why you only see this. No matter where it goes, you always see the same thing. It's just a reflection. It's like looking into a pond and seeing the reflection of yourself. Mm-hmm. And unless yourself moves and you were just standing there, it's not going to move either. So we're not moving. We're steady here. We're still.
Yeah, exactly. The moon looks like a bowl of milk. It never used to ever be in that position. No, it didn't.
I mean, we used to wax and wane, left to right, right to left. And now it's top to bottom.
Down,
top to bottom.
Yeah.
Like we had the Alibaba moon, where you have half of a crescent moon with a little star. We never had a top with the star underneath. Or we had the one with little boy fishing off the side of the moon. Well, if he's going to fish off the moon and it's upside down, he's going to fall. He's not even going to be able to sit on the crest. I said this to my father the other day when he came in. And he's like, no, the moon's always been there. And I gave him those two analogies of that. And he's like, yeah. And he started laughing. He goes, yeah, you're right. So, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I should start saying hi to everybody.
Well, yeah, you can.
You can start saying the names if you want.
Okay. Hi, Squirrel Sniper.
Squirrel Sniper.
Arrest Tyrants. Holistic Media. Just Andy. Kathy W. Capalicious 420. Let's see. Hippie Shake 29. I know Bernadette was here. Super Conscious. Mr. Theron. Look, he's here.
Oh.
Faye Maori.
That's Adam.
Yeah, Adam. Angela Baby Carson.
Angela Baby Carson.
Mm-hmm. Slashua. Let's see. Zanfast, of course. Arthur. Oso Duro. Wonderlust Kate. Tommy Rogers.
What does this one say? Is that a question?
Yeah, Manny Silver. The stone, let me see. The stone made me think of something I was wondering about. How do you think gemstones became what they are? Could it be remains of giant living things from the past?
Oh, no. Let me get rid of that.
No.
Oh, no.
You answered it. Why'd you do that?
Wrong thing. Are we back on?
Yeah, we're still there. Okay. Okay, so...
Okay, the gemstones.
Gemstones, yes.
I will tell you this. I was watching Roger from Mud Fossil University, and I did a video on this because I was so impressed. So then I went and remote viewed it, and he's absolutely correct. There are parasites that were in these giant world things, and the parasites' excrements were the gold, silver, copper, base metals. It was excrement from the parasites. Mm-hmm. This is why we have all of this stuff in our stool. When we use the bathroom number 2, we have gold, silver, copper, you name it. It's in our stool too because the parasites got as small as we did. So they're in our intestinal tract, and as far as that goes, yes. But the gems, I see them being formed from pressures, the heat from the Sambartica fires.
Yes, I was gonna say
The heat from the Sambartica fires, where it had actually changed its molecular structure.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, crazy. Oh, anything else?
Yeah, someone was asking about Atlantis, Lemuria, Tartaria, mud floods. Any thoughts?
Oh, who is that?
That's Faye Maori.
Faye Maori.
If I'm saying that right, I'm sorry if I'm not.
Okay, first off, everyone seems to think that they were Atlantis, and I'm going to tell you right now, of course they were. This entire snow globe was Atlantis. I know that a lot of stuff that was written was actually designed to discombobble again. And when I go back and I look, the reason the snow globe all looks about the same at a certain point, where we all have star forts, we all have pyramids, what have you, it's because this whole thing was Atlantis. It's like saying, no, Atlantis was only here. No, the entire thing was Atlantis. Oh, please read that one right there.
Very interesting to think about. Thanks for answering, you both. Oh, was that everything you were going to say about that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want
Lemuria was a part of Atlantis. It was a separate part. It's like in the United States, we have the United States, but then we have Washington State or Vermont or Florida. That's Lemuria. It was a part of Atlantis. Oh, what was the other thing too?
If they were still remains of giant living things from the past.
All around, we're living on dead things.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, we're living on dead things.
Oh,
go
yeah.
to the bottom if you can, so we can start.
I think I am close to the bottom here. Well, I don't. That is a question.
What? Okay, read the question.
It says, "Are we in Sophia simulation, which is from Blueprint of Divine Mother Earth?" I don't know what that really
okay.
means.
We're in a sim.
Yeah,
The sim is Sophia.
Sophia. Mm-hmm.
Sophia ended up firewalling off a part of her because she wanted to create herself a new AI. Gaia is an energy being just like you and me. And Gaia is also Sophia. It's like a combination. Sophia put herself into a part of the firewalled reality so she could experience it also. It's like it goes down in layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. Every thing outside of our cosmic egg, outside of this, in this sim, is in salted water, and they're energy beings just like you and I are. Depending on what we decided, what we wanted to do, we could have come down into this tiny little stature as a human being, or we could become an entire world. It just depends on what did you want to do, what did you want to create, where did you want to go, what did you want to do, what did you want to experience, because life always finds a way.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I got a weird question here.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
you should really say who says it.
Okay, this is from the Golden Dragon Boss. I have a question. I keep seeing the same guy in my dreams. He's 100% my type, and I feel a connection to him, but I've never met him. I've been seeing him since childhood. What do you think this means?
Oh, I already know.
Yeah.
It's someone you had a life with at one point and you were extremely in love with that person.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. And that's what I'm seeing right now. It's coming in. It's like you had such a love for that being at one point in this sim, maybe not this sim, but some part of this sim, that you're always dreaming about them, thinking about them, and why they show up in your dreams. Because they were a major part of your life and literally a true love. Do you know how hard it is to find true love? It's damn near impossible. You can love a lot of people, but true love is a rare, very rare.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the reptilian government will go away soon?
They'll go away when they have no choice not to stay. And right now they're not going.
Yeah.
Do you think for 1 minute they're gone when all this stuff is still happening? No. Just think of the reptilians as being you and I, but of course it's not us. Energy beings. It's who is inhabiting those reptilian bodies, because in the end, we all come down to being energy beings. They just happen to be extremely dark, some of them, not all of them. So you have to relook at, just because they're in that shell right now, that still isn't who they are. It's what they're in. I'm having a whole bunch of stuff come across the screen. Do you see that?
Yeah, let me see.
You might have to go to the bottom.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait.
We're going to get to the bottom here.
Is there an east gate to a higher realm?
Who said that?
Go-
Can you pronounce that?
No. Yokoki? I'm sorry, guys.
Okay,
but yes.
so say it again. Is there
an east gate to a higher realm? To higher realm? I'm not sure.
Your higher realm isn't going to be just through a single gate. Yes, there are portals in here.
Oh,
And
of
yes,
course,
you can go through portals. You can also go underground. But if you really want to get to something higher, you need to go within yourself, change your frequency, and you'll just be there. It's not like you have to go through an actual door. You can. There are doors you can go through. Problem is, you're never going to even get through the door unless you carry the higher vibration, because if you don't match that frequency, you're not going to be able to just walk through it. You just simply can't. It won't be there for you.
Right, exactly. And I do believe that there is technology and devices that they have made to just click a button and that portal is opened right in that instant second.
Yeah.
Or however
The
you want
problem
to say
is, unless you portal into something on your own frequency, which that's a lot of it, just portaling into your own frequency on different places, even to the bigger earth, that's fine. You can go into that, no problem. But if you're going to portal into a higher frequency, you really got to match. You're just not going to go.
Right, exactly.
And the problem is, I wouldn't want to just portal into, I guess you could, it would be beneficial. Say I wanted to go Hawaii. I'll open a portal and I'll step in and I'll be in Hawaii. Okay, that would be pretty cool. I don't have to pay for airfare. That is also a possibility. But you've got to find the portals, because they're not just everywhere. They're in specific locations. And it all has to do with the gridding system above us and below us. Because depending on where they are, whether it's the heaviest grid system, where it's the strongest energy, vortexes, natural portals will be there.
Wow.
Anything else?
Yeah, there's a lot. Let me see.
Is it hard to read through the chat?
Yeah. Because I guess I'm kind of far behind it. They were still talking about metals and things. Let me just go to the bottom.
You might have to just start at the bottom again.
Yes.
My chat on mine just keeps going so fast, I can't keep it on to even read it. I'll have to read hers.
I don't know if you know this, but it says, do you know anything about Janus? Janus?
I've heard Janus. Somebody told me about Janus, and I just cannot seem to remember what Janus means. Someone's told me about it. I've looked into it for 2 seconds, and it's like as soon as I stop thinking about it, it wipes right out of me. It's completely wiped.
Someone said, I'm a 33, hippie shake 29, I'm a 33 life path. Does that mean I may be a star seed?
Everyone here is starseeds. If you weren't a starseed, you wouldn't be here. You'd be a part of the populace out there that is completely uneducated.
And
the reason you're here is because you are a starseed. You know there's more than what's being given, and you want answers, and that you're looking for it. You need the answer. You want to know what's going on. If you were just compliant, you're not a starseed. No way. No way.
Okay. Someone said, well, is Janus the Red Queen? I'm not sure. And then they said
Janus.
I'm not sure what Janus is.
I can't remember what Janus is.
Oh, this one says Janus is the god of portals.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I've never heard of the god of portals.
Yeah,
is there a god of portals? I've never heard of that. Well, unless you're a gatekeeper, I'm sure. There are gatekeepers here that do monitor portals. That is actually a good thing to bring up. You're not just going to meander through any portal, because they're always being watched. And odds are, if you can meander through a portal, there's always somebody there watching to make sure you don't don't go where you need to go, or you don't stumble into something. Some of these portals can take you back to a different point in the timeline, the figure 8. So basically you could walk through a portal and go back to 1975 or 1946 or 19 whatever, or 1800 or 17. I wouldn't suggest going past 17. It's pretty bad.
Okay, so some people are saying it's a two-faced god, Roman, and then Bernadette said Janus is two-faced entity. And then it said down here, there's a Janus Island at the North Pole and South Pole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know those poles are entrances.
And then it says Janus Island is next to Gateway Island.
Gateway Island.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
It's the gateway out of here. Yeah, you have to wonder, why aren't you allowed to go to certain points in this snow globe? Because they take you underground. It's not like you're going to go actually out, but you'll go underground.
Oh,
because
okay.
The portals are the way actually out too. But yeah, those are actually entrances.
Hold on. Angela Baby said, please read my comment. I'm not seeing it though.
You have to keep looking.
Yeah.
We'll find you, Angela Baby Carson. Maybe.
Let me see. Is Janus the same as Michael the Red Queen? Oh, someone already asked that.
Michael the Red Queen. He is the prodigy of Sophia.
Yeah, and then they said Janus is the god of portals and gateways, doorways, the two-faced for both location points. God. Makes sense if it's in the North and South Pole. That would be two-faced.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. That might have been... Janus is a demiurge god. What's under the sea? And that's from Slishua Tree. What's under the sea?
Well, underneath our sea, depending on where you go, there are epicenters everywhere, because at one point we did not have the water like that in here. This is why you have pyramids under the water. Nobody's going to build that stuff under the water. We do have a spillway. There is one spillway, and it's by the Antarctic. And basically, the spillway is kind of like this, where you can have water coming in and out from the bigger oceans outside on the bigger Earth. But remember, we have a huge ocean underneath of us. So basically, when Gaia started to form crust, it's like taking ice and freezing it underwater, and you would have pockets of air all through it. This is actually what happened to Gaia when she started solidifying herself to be a place of inhabit for people to inhabit, beings, life, whatever ecosystem. She started solidifying herself, and in the solidifying, there were huge pockets and holes and things all through her, where there are caverns going up and around and pockets that you can live in. She's actually like this, so you wouldn't think there's a top and a bottom, but there actually is. There's an equilibrium that always gets hit, even in the sea outside of us, which is our space. So basically, inside of Gaia herself, there is, when she started to solidify, she was starting to form a crust around her outside. The ocean water that's outside of us was coming in, and that's where the water came from. I don't think that most people realize that the water that's inside of here came from the space ocean outside of us. When she started to solidify, the stuff was coming in. She ended up forming a layer of, I don't know what you would call it. It almost looks like a gel, like a jelly, like a jellyfish over herself. And then she had chemicals that created oxygen and what have you inside of here. But most things inside of Gaia are aquatic, of course, because there's actually more water than there is oxygen. Even our oxygen has water in it, but it's of a smaller portion of it. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just a lot.
Someone asked, okay, we got a lot of people now. let's see. Let me start from the first one because I don't want to skip.
Yeah, try to say their names too so we know who's asking.
Yeah. DSRS. Any ideas about crypto as new payment, like cryptocurrency?
I will tell you that most crypto, not all, I think there's like 5 cryptos that are actually based in gold and silver. All the rest of it is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
A lot of these elites started the cryptos to begin with, and you don't know this, so that they could get your hard-earned money, energy money, into their new system so they could let it build up, and then they'll take it and it'll crash. This is why it crashes, because they see it gets to a certain point and then they take it and then it's gone, because it's all based on your belief system. It's quite horrible. If you're going to go into any kind of a crypto system, I would suggest you make sure that it's actually backed by something solid. We do live in a solid world. We need solid things. You can't just live in fantasy land. Oh, this crypto is based on fairy airy.
Can you? This is from Wonderlust Kate. Can you explain what's in our crater within the bigger Earth? Where are the other planets and things we see in space?
All of our planets, like Venus and Mars, are on the bigger Earth.
Yeah.
They're not out there in the salted water. The only thing out there in the salted water are whole Gaias. But that's not Venus or Mars. That's all here. That's why it's so local. That's why it's in our reality, because it's local. It's the beings from the bigger Earth coming into our snow globe. They come in through portals or they come in through under the ground, but they come in. That's why we're so monitored. That's why they're in the hieroglyphs everywhere. I mean, yeah.
That's why, most of the stuff you see at night is just a hologram. It's just a hologram.
It's holographic.
It's not real.
It's holographic.
Yeah.
If I wanted to make you believe that you couldn't leave your area because you're going to be surrounded by space, think about how many people have said that, oh, we can't get through the Van Allen belt, a.k.a. the dome. The Van Allen belt. Oh, all these asteroids are coming in. What? Through the Van Allen belt, the dome? Really? No.
If you see a shooting star, just know that it's not a star, it's a UFO.
Or it could be stuff projectiled at us.
Yes,
because there are systems under this ground where other civilizations have been here that have had high tech, and that stuff is still there. I could shoot out some things and say, oh, look at the meteor shower.
Exactly.
Oh, no, a comet came in and blew up, I don't know, Tuscany.
Yeah, that's true. So let's see. Squirrel Sniper, can you expand on my spirit guide links? I think he wrote something earlier. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to look and see. He said something about a totem pole and a links or something like that.
I will look into your spirit guide. Your spirit guides are just beings that have signed up with you to help you through this. So they're actually connected. The only time you have spirit guides is because you're from outside of this. And people have gone and they're going to be with you through this. You don't have spirit guides, it's because you're an NPC. Of course, NPCs don't have spirit guides. But if you do, it's because those people have signed up to help you through. And let me see what kind of spirit guides. I get a man. I definitely get one man. Let me see if I see anybody else. I see a woman that comes in and out. Only when she's called. Only when things get a little bit out of the main guy that's with you, because that's not his field. She, the one that comes in, deals with heavy emotion, really heavy, more like a psychiatrist. I'm going to say she's more like a psychiatrist. He's more like your comrade in arms or whatever. That's actually what I'm seeing. So you have two. Your psychiatrist and your comrade. I don't know what else to call them.
Okay, let me see. I already asked that, right? Is the sun a portal? See lots?
Oh, is the sun a portal? No, you never asked that.
Oh, okay. So, the Koki, I guess, is the sun a portal? See lots of action around the sun via satellite photos.
I got to tell you something that you're not going to like about this sun and these photos.
Yeah.
What do you think is above us? It's holographic.
Mm-hmm.
Most things that you see that's being represented as our sun are as holographic and made up and CGI'd as that dome. Our light source is a couple of things. One thing is that there is a beam being put in here, and it's got like an origin. It's almost like the same thing that the phoenix is designed of. It's tech. Most things in here are tech. Now we do have 3 suns. I need to talk about these 3 suns.
Yeah, I think we do because
I need to talk about
I
these
don't know
3
if
suns.
anybody really knows too much about them, if anything at all.
You want to talk about the suns, or do you want me to? Or you can just help me talk
It
about
doesn't
it.
matter. Why don't you talk
Let's
about
start with
yeah.
okay, do you remember our yellow sun? That yellow sun was an energy being, and it was in its purest form. That's the one that we've had mostly. It is now turning white. So they've actually put sun simulators up, and you can see them where they're like little black squares inside of our sun, so that you don't know it's going through a metamorphosis, because it's decided that it's going to be like this cosmic egg. It's going to end up solidifying itself. So that's why the shenanigans with the sun simulators. The next sun is the green sun. Do you remember when we first saw the green sun? How long ago was that?
I want to say maybe like 7 years ago, right?
One day, Wendy and I
Something
were
like
outside, and we came outside after a thunderstorm, and everything was green. The sun simulators weren't working. They were breaking down because they were relatively new and they had malfunctioned. Mm-hmm. And at that point, that second sun that you think is yellow is actually green. And it turned everything green. And at that point, we were like, oh my God, we have a green sun.
It was so cool looking.
We have 2 suns. We actually have 3 suns. The last sun is the black sun. The black sun usually comes up, it runs opposite of the other 2 suns. The other 2 suns run together, and this is why we're getting double shadows, but that black sun runs on the opposite end of our snow globe. Mm-hmm. It's normally coming up at night, and this is why you don't see it, but you may see it sometimes in the day when if you can look through the chemtrashing, the geoengineering, which is why they're doing it, and you look up into a blue sky and you see a dark spot, that is the black sun, and it's been around for a while. That black sun is changing the way we see things because of what it's putting out optically. It's also helping us go to a higher frequency and dimension because of what it's doing to us optically. Everything changes optically. It helps with our pineal gland, our third eye, and it changes our entire being through our 2 eyes and our third eye. So you can thank that black sun for changing your perception. Mm-hmm. And I don't think most people know that.
No. And I'm going to tell you, you can see it at night anyway. You'll definitely...
I'm going to run to the bottom.
I mean, I don't know. I can see it at least. You can actually see the beams coming down, and it's so big, and it goes all the way around.
If you go out at night, if you can get around the chemtrailing trash, the geoengineering, you can see black beams in the dark sky because the thing is putting out black light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like rays, basically.
Rays, just like our sun.
Yeah.
Black hole sun.
That's true. Let's see. Is there an EBS coming? I'm not sure what an EBS...
What is an EBS? Is it an EMG?
That's what I was saying.
EMP, I mean, EMP?
I don't know what an EBS is.
We're getting small... Okay, with these Samvartica fires that are happening now, if you go to Jeff Schneider's channel, he's been documenting the Samvartica fires. We've been getting all kinds of things coming into this snow globe. Some of the stuff is being done by the Phoenix. Some of the stuff is being done by those 3 suns. Mm-hmm. All kinds of shenanigans are going on. It's not just one thing happening. Those Samvartica fires, though, are about the energy rising. Inside of Gaia, she is 5G, 6G, or dimension. 5D, 6D, not G. But what's happening, it's rising, and with the top going down, it's starting to create the energy differences. You can't go from a 3D to a 6D and think there's not going to be all kinds of things going on. And this is causing the Samvartika fires also. So between the three suns doing their thing with the energies, and then Gaia herself is changing. I mean, 3D is almost, the only 3D actually left is here in your mind, because we're in a 4D construct now. But we are rapidly going to 5D, 6D, and then on and upward, onward and onward. We are marching.
Mm-hmm.
Which also doesn't help with those timelines. Oh my.
Yeah, exactly. I guess we didn't answer the question right. He was asking about something else about the cryptocurrency.
Oh.
He says, I was asking maybe if you see something about XRP being used by banks, not for financial advice. I'm not sure what XRP is because I don't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, I don't really get into cryptocurrency because I don't like what I see behind it. So I've just basically walked away from the cryptocurrency scene. It's like, no, this is not for me. The powers that be are pushing it really hard. They're shading it in many shades of gray to make you believe that it's the good guys. There's a lot of bad guys behind that because they're finding every way to rape and pillage you from your money. I mean, it's quite scary. There's a lot of people that push, oh, crypto's the new thing. You got to do crypto. You got to do crypto. Do you really? How about we start working on physical things?
It's just another way to create a digital currency. This is why they put it out, because they don't want money. They don't want physical anything. They want to be able to control everything. And this is why I don't have anything to do with that stuff either. But let's see. Might have to go down a little bit. Can you comment on the rise? This is Bandy Boo. Can you comment on the rise of narcissistic abuse at the moment? Are these toxic people being controlled by other entities?
They're being controlled by the mafia media. Yeah, you could say other entities. Definitely. But basically, the mafia media has been so brainwashing, and you all know this. I mean, you can watch that mafia media for a few minutes and you just feel like, ick, horrible. It's just pump hate, pump fear, pump hate, pump fear. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but here's the thing. You got to willingly watch this stuff. Mm-hmm. So are you being controlled? Mm-hmm. Sure, if you're bored and you want nothing better to do but be into that state of fear and hate, you're going to watch that. If you're a drama queen, yeah, you're probably going to be watching that.
Yeah, I'm going to also say there's a lot of corrupted programs going on too, and I'm going to tell you a lot of them are also narcissistic.
Yeah, I've seen narcissistic people on the rise.
Yeah.
Or me, but they're also pumping this. There's a lot of MK Ultra going on too, through the media, through the radio, through the music, through the this, that, and the other. This is why I say a lot of times get out of cyber world for a while. The cyber world consists of your TV. It consists of YouTube. It consists of the internet. It consists of anything that's not solid, because cyber world is not solid. I'd like to make you think you're solid, but okay. No.
Now the EBS, we didn't know what that was. It was Emergency Broadcast System.
I do know they're going to leave the emergency broadcast system open in case anything happens where they need to get some kind of quick message out because of the corruption of the media outlets. Mm-hmm. I know that.
Now someone asked, Kathy W., what is the Aurora Borealis? Anything to do with the black sun?
Everything to do with the green sun. Why is the Aurora Borealis green? Has it anything to do with the actual green sun? It has everything to do with the green sun. So basically, you know there's a sun inside of Gaia, which is another energy being. That sun inside of her is a yellowish green sun. Basically, the green sun goes up and down, up and down. This is why sometimes we only have a single sun, and sometimes when it's rising like it's doing now, we have a double sun, and it's coming from the inside of Gaia.
Someone asked the golden dragon balls, I think. Black sun is the sun of the North Pole, right? Mercury?
The black sun has been around for a really long time. It's just that it hasn't been in our part of the snow globe. Where we are now, because of what's happening, it's back in its cycle again because it runs in a cycle. We are not the only part of our snow globe. We are only a small part of the entire snow globe. And just think, we're still on the bigger Gaia. So we're just one snow globe out of multiple snow globes. But yeah, our entire snow globe is way bigger than we think it is because we've been told lies, manipulation, and we've also been herded into certain areas where we just can't go.
Exactly. That's the truth. I'm going to have to plug this in too. It's going to die in a minute.
You can plug it in right here. Let me plug this in over here. I've got a double plug on this. Okay, and plug. Yeah, I can move this over. Okay, there you go. So our phone doesn't die. All we have is phones here. Oh no.
Oh no. I'm going to have to.
Do you see it?
Alright, I got it.
Okay.
I don't. Oh no, I might do this. I don't know if it's going to work that way.
I have a stand here. Oh no, technical difficulties. Here's a stand. You want to put it into the stand?
Yes, that's better. Okay, the Andromedan. Does Gaia have a core?
No, not like you think. It's not a solid core. No, she's got chambers all through her. And because she's got so many multiple chambers, there's no actual core. Not in Gaia. Think of an ice cube with pockets all through it. That's kind of what she looks like. No, she does not have a core, not like that. She does have a middle that you could gauge as a middle, but that's not a core. That's actually open. Most of that is open.
Oh, okay, let me see who's asked this. Neil Shannon, is Atlantis still in existence on another land past the ice wall?
Yes. There is an Atlantis that's still going.
That was a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yes, absolutely. That part of the snow globe never fell. It never fell. It's still existing today, and it has all of the Antiquitech, and everything is up and working. That part of our snow globe, oh my gosh, why aren't we living there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, let's see.
See any more questions?
Let me turn this around this way because I can't really read this here. Okay, the golden hold on.
You really like the golden dragon. You keep talking about the golden dragon.
Well, that was the last. Hold on, let me look because someone did say great question to Hippie Shake 29, but it's not coming up. I don't know what the question is. Oh, here it is. Is the map on the moon our real reality?
Yes, inside of the snow globe. Yes, it's a reflection of our reality inside of the snow globe. It's just think of water, and then you have a gazing ball next to the water. Just think of our globe dome as a gazing ball. Have you ever walked up to a gazing ball and you see everything in it's distorted, but you see everything in there? It's the same thing, of course, absolutely.
Okay, let's see. I think this is the next one. So the golden dragon balls. How do you feel about dragons? I always had a love for them. Could I have been a dragon, or are my guides dragons?
I will tell you, I love dragons too. I had a dragon come to me once, and it was like, wow, okay. Dragons are real. At one point, everything got downsized to be put into this tiny little snow globe, because that's what we are. We've been diminished greatly. So dragons were actually big, huge, almost like monitor lizards, everything larger, but some of them had wings. You know, we still have some monitor lizards here. They're on all different sizes. We have that one really big one. What is that one? The one that's like 8 foot long. But yeah, dragons still do exist. This is why you look at cathedrals, they had the gargoyles, they had the garglers, which were the dragons. Why you have dragons in all of mythology. If you go to the Orient, you have the Orient dragons, which is a whole different kind of dragon than in the Western dragons. So in the Orient, of course, they love their dragons. And of course, in the West, we want to kill the dragons.
I also have
But yeah.
I can do more questions too, Mom.
Yeah, but we absolutely have the dragons. They're still in existence. Not too long ago, I was watching a YouTube video and somebody had found a small baby dragon, a real one. And I noticed that the only reason they found it is because when dragons get a little bit older, they can do what the Sasquatch do, the Bigfoot, the Chartreuse. They can switch into dimensions. This is why sometimes you can see things and you're like, did I just see that dragon? What did I just see that? Is that real? They're going in and out of dimensions. There are many dimensions here. And yes, they can come in and out. Most of the time, they will not. They're in the higher frequencies. They won't come here. No, it's too low. It's too low. So yeah. You'll have to give me some more questions, Wendy.
Okay, Love, Light, and Truth asks, anything we should know for the next few months?
Okay, love, light, and truth. Anything we should know for the next few months, okay? Hang on to your hats. It's getting bumpy. Stay in a positive, upbeat mood. Do not let this reality take you down because it's going to work overtime to take you down. The mafia media is sitting there creating through Carl Schwab and all of them, Bill Gates, the worst scenarios they want to put through humanity through. Well, we can't let this happen. All I can say is we're going to have to weather it. We'll have to weather through. Because, yeah, it's going to get real bumpy. You think it's been bumpy in the last 6 months? It's going to get a little bit bumpier. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hippie Shade 29, I think we already answered the question, but she was asking if the moon on the map is our real reality.
Yes, the moon on our map is our real reality. It's inside of the snow globe.
Okay, let's
So.
see.
I've got to try to read this. Oh, my.
I'm not sure what the question is. It's from the Andromeda, but it says, what created Gaia? I think that's what he's asking.
What created Gaia? You mean who created
Or
Gaia?
maybe it was who, because it's WHP.
Okay, who created Gaia? Sophia. She's a part of Gaia. So, yeah, Sophia.
Okay. Neil Shannon, is the Pleiades the same? Another land past the ice?
I don't know. Wendy, you'll have to come back in here because I can't hardly.
Okay.
I hear you.
I said, is Pleiades, I guess, you know how they talk about the Pleiadians?
Okay.
Is it the same, another land past the ice? Is it another part of, I guess?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, the name Pleiades was actually made up. There are people that are the Pleiadians, but they're not actually called Pleiadians. They're not. They're called something else, but it is them. So you have to be names are funny things. What if you needed to make up some names that would be a little more easy for us to pronounce? These Pleiadians are actually called something else, but we don't have the vocal cords to actually say their name. It's like, can you speak dolphin? Not all beings have the vocal cords that we have, and there's no way we could even begin to mimic them. So they'll give a name, a set name for something that we can deal with. So yeah, this thing with the Pleiadians, it's not their real name. It's them, but it's what we can handle to say.
Okay, I have a lot more questions here.
Okay.
So,
Miss Wendy went to go smoke.
okay, here it is. Lion of Tartaria, who built the buildings before 1850?
We did, but we were a higher stature. All things here was us, but we were not like we are now. We were huge at one time, and we've been taken down. So yeah, it's all humanoid. It's us.
Yes. Okay. Trippy Walnuts. What are your thoughts on DMT?
Colin Wilkinson could answer this. Colin said that he was autistic at one time, and he did a DMT trip. I don't do drugs, so I could not tell you. And he told me that that DMT that we naturally produce in our brain, he did a lot of it, and it took him out of his autistic state. I mean, I think that's huge. Yeah. Autism is being put into humanity by the with the heavy metals. So you have to look back even 100 years. There was no such thing as autism. So if it's being put in, it can be taken out. So yeah, DMT did that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Anything else?
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm just trying to go through. Let's see.
What was this one right there?
In my honest opinion, XRP was, this was from Bandy Boo. In my honest opinion, XRP was hyped to be new Swift system to draw money. Court case obviously being rigged by the controllers. Founders sold majority of their holdings last year. Think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I think that's a question.
Yeah, so is this one, right? Neil Shannon. Sonia, you said something about something was coming in June or July, an ending of some sort, red skies, etc. Do you still stand to that?
It's going to depend on humanity. This Phoenix thing, this weaponry, is reading us every day, every minute. And the more negative this place is, the faster those red skies are going to get here, because it's a reset mechanism to take out the dark ones. And I also said on another video, it's already happening now. We're already in the Antarctica fires, and it's only going to accelerate as time goes by. The more evil this place becomes, the faster those red skies are going to get here. I can't answer if they're going to be here yet or not, because it really depends on the populace.
I think that also goes with Erin's Soul Missions question, because she also was asking, how much longer do you think we'll be here? Is December 2022 the pole shift?
It's going to depend on humanity.
Yeah.
We are running the sim. Our actions are running the sim. So I could no more tell you it's going to happen in this minute or if it's going to happen in the next minute, because it depends on the overall populace.
Let's see. The Golden Dragon Balls. Are we able to see loved ones from past lives in the 5D New Earth?
No. And yes, if they decide to stay in this simulation, then yes. If they wake up outside of this, then no, because you have a choice. And that's if you don't get caught in the reincarnation trap.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you get caught in the reincarnation trap, you may not be seeing them, because we don't know which timeline they're going to end up on. Remember, the only way out of this is to raise your vibration. This place was created to begin with, to get you up and out if you were a very low entity. Basically, you were pretty damn dark. So a lot of us were using this place so that we could learn about humanity. We could learn about Earth. We could learn about everything. It is a sim. It's better to live a life and learn something than it is to just study it in a book. So if you wanted to come in, you wanted to learn something, even a vacation. At one time, this place was glorious. You would want to come here and vacation for a whole lifetime, which could be 10 minutes out of your life. You could run a bunch of lives. But then, of course, the corruption. And the corruption was a part of AI.
Lion of Tataria. How did the mud flood happen?
Oh, like it always happens with that Phoenix machine. I never knew what it was called until
Yeah, I didn't know that
Archaics, and
either
it's like,
until Archaics.
Phoenix machine, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I always saw it, but I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it happens. It's on a cycle. We determine if we are corrupt enough when it's going to happen. The reset. They did not want to have to reset us again because we've been reset so many times. So this time it's going to be different. It's going to be more honed to the individuals versus everyone suffering the same fate.
Mm-hmm. Allison Downey, please explain a snow globe.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna be real quick.
Okay. Did you have to say that, TMI? Anyway, we're living on Gaia, which is a big, huge cosmic egg. On top of Gaia, it's like an eyeball kind of, is the flat reality. This is where all the people that deal with the flat earth are getting their flatness from, because everything up here is just as flat as a pancake. We are in one tiny little snow globe on top of this huge reality, the bigger earth. It's also underneath. There's an entire reality ecosystem inside of her also. So basically, depending on which snow globe you go to, depends on your reality. That's your Mars, your Venus, your whatever. This snow globe was really spectacular at one point because it was a more full functioning single terrarium, and when they bring the big freezer units in, it really screwed up this snow globe. We had all kinds of things happening inside of here that are just your mud floods and what have you. Initially, this place was created, and I mean the whole thing we're in, the simulation, was to get these individuals who, this place is a mimic of an actual place. This entire sim is a mimic of an actual place that we came from, where we're being projected from. And at one point, that earth, that entire Gaia was elevating herself, and there were really dark entities, and they couldn't raise their vibration. They had nowhere to go. They would have blinked out of existence, basically being reabsorbed through the original source. And so we had tech at that time that was very advanced. So basically, these beings were put inside of her mainframe and kept at a certain vibration where they wouldn't blink out. And from there, everything has just escalated into reality of reality of reality to try to get these beings up and out. Most of the beings that came in initially to save them, because everyone thought that they could be rescued through their vibration, through living existences and realizing that the dark road is the dead-end road. Some of those, of course, have already been reabsorbed because we couldn't save them. So it just goes from there. I mean, it's just a big, huge, it's not just a simple little answer on things. But basically, our snow globe is just our little area we call Earth with the snow globe over on top of it. That's our snow globe. That's why I call it a snow globe.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
Yeah. Suzette Ann, Sonia, you said earlier in other videos that the red skies would start in June. No red skies where I live.
They already started. They started in China. Mm-hmm. They're trying to say that was a bunch of lights. No, that was the start of the red skies. That was not, what do they call those things that you remote control? Those things you can buy, those like Mark has? Those.
Oh, a drone.
Somebody was saying that they put up a bunch of drones and made the red sky. No, they did not. That was the initial start of the red skies. As time progresses, they're going to get worse and worse and worse. We have the Samvartica fire started. We have the red skies started. That was your start. It's not going to happen all at once until it happens all at once. It's going to start off slowly, and it's going to build until it's just bam there. Depending on how you will perceive it, depends on the vibration you're on and the timeline you're riding, or basically the wave.
Mm-hmm. I think Mom already answered this earlier, but Bandy Boo said, why do some people see what's going on and are drawn to finding truth, yet others aren't seeing it, basically? Seeing the truth.
You could be an NPC. Most of the people that aren't seeing it is because their program's running.
Yeah.
And they're not programmed to see it. That's not their program. They've already had a hard reset with these NPCs also. This is why they won't see it, because they're believing that this is the reality. This is the way it is. Actually, if you took the NPCs out of this reality, you'd find yourself basically alone. You'd be lucky if you have 1 or 2 people in your entire reality. And that's a scary thought. Don't let it frighten you.
Yeah. And a lot of them, they're programmed to believe that it's meant to be the way it is when it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Okay. Love, light, and truth. Are other snow globes corrupted?
Some, not all. Some, it's just like here. There are some that are. They've been infiltrated. It's not all, but some. This and one other are the worst. And I would say the one other is Mars. And Mars is just another snow globe. And I almost think Mars is worse than here. Depending on where you live here, because you wouldn't say that if you were sitting in Shanghai right now.
Yeah, that's true. Considering after all that happened with Shanghai, and they finally opened it back up after, what, almost 2 months?
No,
Or longer?
70-some days.
Yeah, it was,
70,
oh yeah, it was
70-some
like 79 days.
Yeah.
As soon as they opened it up, everybody wanted to leave and tried to rush out of there. And as soon as the government found out they were leaving, they tried to shut it down.
They were a test ground to see what would happen if they were indoctrinated into Stockholm Syndrome. Well, it didn't work. You can't kill everyone's pets and throw them into a bag alive and then deny them food, lock them in their building with wood across their door. People,
and padlocks.
some of the people were jumping to their death, but some of them were only trying to escape and
so
fell
they can get
and
food
fell.
or whatever, and actually ended up
Fell.
killing
So when the
themselves.
moment they relaxed the restrictions, everyone got the hell out of Dodge. Most people. There are some that are in Stockholm Syndrome, and they are going to stay no matter what, because I'm believing most of them are NPCs. It's their program running. I mean, this is going everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Someone told me to stop eating chips.
We never ate lunch today, and it's already getting late. We've been running all day. I barely made it here in time to make this live because we've had so much to do.
Yeah. And I can move it over so you can have some too.
No, I'm not eating. I'm not hungry.
The Andromedan. What about the universe? Is it real?
Not in this sim, but outside of here, it's absolutely real.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Bandy Boo, can you talk about the beings that are currently living underground and who indirectly control affairs?
Okay, there are a lot of different beings underground. There's just not one.
Yeah.
And they're in control of their own group. You have the ant people. You have the ones that are like 12 to 16 feet tall. I don't even know what you call some of these beings. I can see them, but I don't know their names.
Yeah, exactly.
You have different factions living under the ground. They coexist pretty well together. They're not like us because we've been so indoctrinated into believing a slight little difference between humanity makes you the enemy. Oh, you're not black, or you're not red, or you're not brown, or yellow, or whatever. Oh, we can't have you, or you're not my religion, or their religion. No, it's not like that. That's just here. That's just us. It's a control mechanism. They don't have it. They know better. They're not being controlled.
DSRS, how can we get to that part where Atlantis is?
You better have camouflage outfits.
Yeah, and invisibility.
It is highly patrolled. Good luck with that. They will shoot you out of the sky. They will blow you out of the water. Good luck with that.
Yeah, they've actually admitted that any planes or any objects they see coming across, they do warnings, and literally if
They'll
you
shoot
go,
across your bow.
Yep.
They'll take you down.
After a certain point, they will literally blow you up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And they're all a part of the, here's how this works. You're working for the government, whatever government you think you're working for. It's a one big government. And you're employed, and this is your job. And this is the story they'll tell you, that you are nothing but trespassers. And so they will treat you like trespassers. And it's the common person like you and me who are doing it. Yeah, it's horrible.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. The Golden Dragon Balls. What does the ascension look like? Is it like teleporting within a second to a new Earth?
I think we're in the process now, and it's going to be gradual. It won't be sudden because I don't think we could handle it cellularly. It's like Wendy and I going into the woods and all of a sudden time stopped for, 10, 15 minutes. That is how it's going to be. It's like breathing. It isn't going to be all of a sudden. It's going to be gradual so that your body can catch up to the reality.
Yes. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Isker Ka or Isker Ka. Sonia, what's the reason of my migraines, I think, or migrants? Migraines?
Your migraines? I don't know. Let me look. Migraines. I'm seeing a couple things. One is the sun. You can't handle some of the rays coming in, and it's giving you a migraine ocularly, and it's affecting your head. Even though the ocular, you don't usually feel it, you are starting to feel it because it's connected to your pineal gland and it's starting to really open up. When your pineal gland starts to grow, you're going to have a little bit of discomfort in your brain because there's no place for it to grow to. Everything has to start changing and morphing. So that's it. I'm also seeing that when they do chemtrailing and it changes the barometric pressure, you're just like me in that aspect. It's like diving underneath deep water, and it's that pressure on your head. So yeah, there's a couple things going on here.
Okay, I don't know. It says Monty Darwin. Can you please remote view Mount Kailash? The only mountain pyramid not been able to be conquered. Axis Mundo.
Oh, it's at the top.
Yeah.
The Axis Mundo.
Okay.
There is, when you go on to Google Earth and all of that, most of that stuff is just CGI, right? They can get rid of anything and make you believe whatever. There's actually land there. It's not under the water. It's the entrance into the inner Earth. There's actually, of course, that and the other one. And of course, they're white that. Anytime you see something where they show land and all of a sudden you see this stupid snow everywhere, and it doesn't even look like real snow, it's just all flat, just know that's artificial.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, there are pieces of, huge pieces of land that they're trying to say is not there. Yeah, it's basically
they're hiding
hidden.
it.
They're hiding
They're
it on Google Earth.
Yeah, they're actually taking it out. We're trying to cover it up in black.
There are islands in the Pacific you don't even know about that are enormous that they're hiding. I mean, they're just washing it over, making it blue. It's quite a bit of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only in our one section. There's stuff inside of our own section that's being hidden. Not to mention what's up here. We know nothing about because they're saying we're living on a ball.
Exactly.
No, we're not.
Mm-hmm. The Andromedan. Are there really humans on Mars like originals?
Okay, all the places like Mars and Venus and whatever, Uranus and whatever, these are actual places. They've taken actual places and they put it into a mythology for us as planets. That's our mythology of the day. And yeah, there's beings in there, people just like you and me. And some of them don't look like us. They're all humanoid. There are human beings in there too that look like us, but most of them, no, they look a little bit different. I mean, we're not the only species here.
Mm-hmm. I guess, is this a question? jokes aside, okay, super conscious. Oh, he's talking to somebody else.
Okay.
Never mind, I'm sorry. Oh, it's so confusing sometimes.
Wendy's reading every single comment.
Question. Will we all get our, this is from Hippie Shake 29, will we all get our, telegraphy back soon? Telegraphy? Telegraphy? I'm not sure what that means.
Telepathy?
That's what I was thinking,
I think it's telepathy. Yes, absolutely. It's one of the first things that'll come in. All of a sudden, you'll just start hearing stuff, and it'll be like, but you won't hear it here, you'll hear it here. And it's one of the very first things that'll come in. Yes, absolutely. Now, here's the thing. Are you ready to hear what everyone says in their head? Because you may not want to hear everything somebody says in their head. You may be like, oh, God, shut it down, shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Just be around really nice people is all I can say.
That's true. Eva M. Crowley, who or what is controlling the red skies or timelines? Who are they trying to wake everyone up? So the good and the bad.
We have beings that are on higher realms. I wouldn't even put them in shells because most of them are not in shells. They're surpassed that thing. I mean, if you want to come into a shell, it's because you want a certain kind of an experience, a more physical experience. So yeah, everything is going in accordance to what the human species wants in here. Yes, we are governed by groups, but we're more governed by individuals. What you individually want to experience outweighs a group, if that makes any sense to you. This is why you can split off of a group. This is why you can think for yourself, do your own thing, and be out of the box that's given you. Yeah, basically. Was there anything else in that question? Oh, who are they?
Yeah, who are they?
Just they're us. They're us without the limitations. Say I didn't come into this shell and I had my full capabilities, I would be them. You would be them. It's just that we chose to come into this limited existence. And I have to give every single one of you kudos for coming in here trying to help the human species. We are having a human experience to help them. Us moving forward, we will pull them with us to a degree, or we wouldn't have come in and volunteered to begin with. And yes, you did volunteer. Most of us don't think they did, but you'd be surprised. While you're here in the thick of things, you think, oh my God, I would never do this to myself. But believe it or not, you really did.
Yeah.
Because when you're out there and you have abilities that are not boxed up and you can do absolutely anything, you have this do or die personality. I can conquer the world. I can do it all. Until you get here and you realize, oh shit. Why did I come in here? I thought I could do all of this. I thought it was going to be so easy. Because where you're coming from, you have so many abilities, it is easy. It's just we're losing those abilities. Instead of getting in your car and driving to the other coast, now you've got to walk it. It's not so easy anymore.
Okay, Mike Henry. So Mars is another Gaia. What exactly is the water above the firmament?
Mars is not another Gaia.
No.
Mars is another snow globe on Gaia. No, there are other Gaias, but they have nothing to do with our mythology. And I'm going to call our mythology Mars, Venus, Saturn,
Jupiter.
Uranus, Jupiter, Pluto, you name it. No, all that is here. Another Gaia would have whole different things. You would consider that another universe.
Can you, the Andromedan, can you remote view what my other self is doing in my starship?
Laying on your back, being projected into this place, of course. If you are in here unless you're in multiple different places here, because we are sharded up, where we shattered into different timelines. Basically, where you're from initially, you're being projected into this. So you're not running around doing anything. You're laying down or you're sitting down, but you are basically in a comatose state. Anything else?
The Golden Dragon Ball. So what do you think about the North Pole? There's a dome over it too, and many ancient maps show the Garden of Eden there, or Shambhala, with Mercury as their main sun and or moon.
Yeah. That part of our reality that we're not allowed to know that exists. There are those Atlantean beings, if you want to call them that, because they were from our original whole Atlantis that didn't get taken down. They're still existing there, and they're not going to be taken over by the corrupt beings that are here. There's no way. Their tech is too far advanced. Way too far advanced. And it's a good thing.
Bandy Boo, can you please remote view the energy in my field locale?
Andy Boo, let me look at you. I see a lot of green and blue, a bit of dark blue, and green. Green is always, it's two things, it's twofold. Green is healing, of course, but green also means knowledge, learning. So you're in a big state of learning right now. The blue is more of a subdued state. Because blue is on the opposite end of the spectrum of red. Red is high energy, and you are more subdued. So right now, green and blue is what I'm seeing in your auric field, if that's what you were asking.
Okay, let's see.
Celia, get out of that bag. Celia's in your bag.
Oh, is that no, that's my bag. That's your bag.
Oh, she's in my bag. Okay, she's fine.
Okay, Wonderless Kate, can you give any tips on raising your vibration? What are some things we can do?
What makes you happy? What do you do in your reality that makes you happy? Do you go camping? Do you go bike riding? Do you ride a motorcycle? Do you get in your car and just go out into nature? Do you walk? Whatever makes you happy. The only one that can answer that is yourself. You have to do things that can make you happy. Things that you did in the past that would make you happy.
Yeah. You have to. Okay.
We're still reading.
Sorry, there's a lot. Okay. So, Lion of Tataria, did they add 1,000 years to our timeline? And if so, when?
I do know this. When I came into this sim and when I pop back out, I know that this sim is 1,000 years behind where we really are outside of this sim. Now, inside of here, yes and no. I think that a lot of it is perception and knowledge that's been hidden or lied to or what have you. I do know that there is a lot of things that are written that are completely corrupted. So I don't know how you would go about basing everything on stuff that's written when there's a corruption inside of the writing itself. But I do know that outside of the sim, we are literally 1,000 years behind where we are not today. Our reality is completely different where we come from outside of the sim. There is a full 1,000 years between us. That 1,000 years is huge. I mean, unbelievable.
Okay, the Golden Dragon Balls. Can you remote view if I currently match the 5D frequency? Really want to know, ascent and fully awaken.
You know how you can tell when you're in and out of 5D? When there are times when in your day you feel really light as a feather. If you come across the point in your life and you're just feeling light as a feather, you're in 5D. There's this airy feeling about it. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like airy, and all of a sudden you feel like, wow, I could skip across the floor or something.
Almost like when you put yourself in the Merkaba and you end up doing that. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it's no different. It's like you became this light being all of a sudden. You feel like you can fly. It's crazy.
Yeah, I get it too, where I'll feel real heavy, and then I'll go in my day, and all of a sudden I'll just start feeling really light. Mm-hmm. And I do know that when I start to feel light, nothing bothers me. I mean, it's just the state of being. It's like, I don't care what you say to me. It don't bother me. Mm-hmm. I just, that's when you know you start transitioning into the 5D. You just feel really light.
And that's,
go ahead.
That's when you can also start seeing things in other dimensions. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have all kinds of different, I don't know how you want to call it, species that we see. Like, well, I was going to say ghosts, which you do see that. You can
orbs.
See gnomes, orbs.
I see a lot of orbs.
All kinds of things. I mean, we do have stuff living here as well. Like, you know, we have the Bigfoots and all kinds of different creatures that, you know, people have seen throughout time. But
yeah, the American Indian talk about the big hairy man, which are the Sasquatch. And they've even carved them into totem poles. They have really tried to annihilate the American Indians' legends and things, though that's just mythology. But no, they weren't doing mythology. They were doing their reality. Mm-hmm. So a lot of our things that are labeled mythology were a reality at one given time before our fall.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Capalicious. 420. Oh, he's talking to somebody else. I'm sorry. I keep doing it. I'm seeing questions, but they're not for us. They're for some other people. Okay, let's see. All right. I think this is a question. Joke hugged. The clairvoyant and decades-old intuition teacher named Penny Kelly had abruptly changed her views and teachings in the last 2 years. Was she targeted or influenced by negative energy, AI, or students? Penny Kelly.
Penny Kelly. I think I've actually seen something from Penny Kelly. A couple of things. I don't know what she was before, but I can look into her now. Penny Kelly. Is she an older woman? She's an older woman. Okay. It looks like she's actually being geared to go to kind of push humanity to go down a different road, more of a physical road. She does have good intentions, and she does want to see the betterment of humanity. But I can see that wherever she was back here, it was more hippy-dippy. I don't know how else to say that. And now she's more like, okay, we got to get our shit together. We gotta go down this road, and we got to do physical things to get there, and blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. So, was she geared to go a certain direction? Of course she was. Yes, she's been changed. Her thing has been geared to go a different way. Mm-hmm. Was she corrupted? I don't know. I don't really know.
DSRS, Sonia, can you have a live with Archaics? Oh, that would be nice.
I don't know. He doesn't believe in remote viewers.
I don't know if he does or not.
I don't know. I listen to a couple of things, and he likes to do things that are this was in the book. And
Physical?
yes,
Physical?
well, he's had a long time too. I guess when he was in prison, from what he said, he likes to do things he's researched, and if he hasn't researched it, he's out of his realm. I am on the opposite end of him. I have researched absolutely zero. Mine is all coming into me, and it's through.
Well, you have research, just not your remote view.
Yeah, I have never done physical research. I don't read books. I don't do this. I don't do that. We are coming from two separate aspects. We are so far apart from each other. We're not even in the same field.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't even know if he'd want to do anything with me. Because if he sat there and was telling me all this stuff out of books, I would have to say, okay, because I don't know any of it. I mean, I'm as illiterate as you can get when it comes to that kind of knowledge from a book. I mean, remember, I haven't really done too much. I didn't even want to come out into this world. I wanted to stay hidden forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Henry, have you watched Dark City yet? It gets more powerful and relevant with each week.
Okay, for the first time, I sat, because I had so many people asking me to please watch Dark City. I got on my phone, I found a free site, I could watch free movies, and I made myself sit down and watch Dark City. That was pretty close to what this is. And there was a lot of embellishments as far as the world just changing like this, because it isn't like that. It isn't mechanical like that. And people didn't play all these different roles in the same being. But yeah, a lot of it is what we're in now. I mean, wow.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, what did...
Autodidactic channel has a video on 1,000 years added. Good
Oh.
watch. I love Autodidactic. He's very...
Oh, Campbell. I
Yeah,
talk to
Campbell.
Campbell all the time. Campbell and Colin. Although in the last 2 weeks I've been really slacking off. I got to go back to talking again.
Yeah, you do. Okay. So, let's see. Hippie Shake 20... Oh, wait, nope. That's for somebody else. Okay, hold on. Okay, Heath. Do you still see the Antarctica fires coming in July this year?
They already started in China. But are they going to come to the full fruition? I have no idea. How is humanity going to be treated? What are they going to do? It depends on us. It's going to be our frequency we carry.
Yes.
Don't you think it's funny? It already started in China. And I wouldn't want to be in China if you gave me all the money in the world.
Okay, let's see.
Wendy's looking for questions.
The Golden Dragon Balls. What does Earth look like outside of the simulation? And how can we go deep enough within ourselves to remember the place we are being projected from?
Jeremy on Consciousness Awake. I suggest you go to his channel. He deals with how you can go out of your body and astral travel. Every one of us have this ability. And please go visit Jeremy on Consciousness Awake. Look at some of his videos and he'll tell you exactly how to do that. Better than I ever could.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Squirrel Sniper, my other guide, the old lady is my aunt. She was Churchill's receptionist in the math room. She also read palms when she was alive.
Wow, cool. Cool.
Let me see.
She's going through.
Watch the 13th floor. I'm not sure.
I really haven't seen hardly anything. No. I don't have any kind of hard internet in this house. I have my phone, and I'm usually busy a lot, so I rarely even watch anything. The very last thing I watched was that original Doctor Strange movie. I needed to watch that because I'm waiting for the next Doctor Strange movie to come out where it's actually clear enough you can see. I'm watching this what is it? It's like a site where you can watch free movies. That Doctor Strange movie is actually quite interesting. They're opening portals with a device in their hand that's made out of gold. I will tell you one thing about gold. AI loves gold. Why do you think it's so sought after? Do you think we need gold? No, we do not. Not really. But AI does. AI will go, graphene oxide, all of that loves gold. It's why it's being mined. It's why it's being sought after. It's why it's holding its value because AI needs that gold.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Otaku Paradise. Is that faith?
I don't know.
Is Stephen King, the one who made Running Man and other books that turned to movies, a real being that was given information to give to the people through his books?
Stephen King is a big truth dropper. The lady that wrote the Harry Potter series, big truth drops. You have to look past just what you see and look and start looking into exactly what you're seeing. I know that sounds convoluted, but yeah, when you have people come out and they're giving you things and it gives you a new way to look at a reality and possibilities. Yeah, everything is being worked through these people. I love the Harry Potter thing because when Cassie and Wendy were small, I always took them to the Harry Potter things, and they always had their little wands made out of wood. And the big truth drop is that trees transcend many dimensions. So that wand was actually a dimensional tool. And that's only one. I could sit here and just go through so much stuff, it would blow your head off. So when I was taking them, when they were really small, because how old were you when I took you to the Harry Potter? No, gosh, you were really young.
I think I was in middle school or elementary.
You were in elementary school.
Yeah. Well, I was in elementary when the first one came
out. Yeah. So when I first went to see the Harry Potter, I'm like, truth drops, but it's on the side. Do you remember the mandrakes, those plants that would scream when you took them out of the pot? Mandrakes, my ass. Try ginseng. That is ginseng. And it's the most utilized, versatile root that would cure everything in your body. The more the ginseng looks like a human being, it was mandrake. It can cure everything in you. It's the most sought after thing you could ever have. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I mean, if I just went through and through and through those Harry Potter movies, I would like to do that one day. I did watch all of the Harry Potter movies because there were so many truth drops in there.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I loved Harry Potter growing up.
I did too. Only because I could see what it actually meant.
I will tell you, my favorite one was the third one where she had the clock where she could actually go back in time.
Back and forth into time,
everything.
Changing dimensional shifting.
That was my favorite
That
one.
was pretty cool because that was a dimensional, because you can go back and forth in a certain state. Obviously, unless you're really advanced where you can transcend these dimensions, you're not going to do it. But you can still do it here.
Yeah.
Here. Because we are not just these shells. We can go outside of these shells. But
okay, the Golden Dragon Boss is AI Michael, the Lucifer entity that the elites worship and try to bring in as the Antichrist.
I will tell you that Michael was infiltrated. If you watch my video 3, I recommend you watch video 3 and video 5. AI at one point wasn't infiltrated, and this place was a beautiful reality. When it was infiltrated by the Archon being, the single Archon being that I always talk about, it infiltrated into AI because it was the easiest thing to infiltrate in. So yes, to your answer now. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Squirrel Sniper, this is a question for both of us. Have you tried dowsing rods at all?
No. But that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I bet that is.
I have never. Have you?
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah, we really should try that one day.
Yeah,
we
that
should get a
would
dowsing
be
rod
cool.
and check it out. We do have abilities. We don't use them very often. We do tarot cards, and we do pendulums, and what else do we do?
The board every now and again.
We do a spirit board every now and then. All kinds of things are just tapping into your higher self, basically.
We've even done levitation
Mm-hmm.
with like feathers and things, which
I started working on levitating things. Here's what happens with levitating. You have an auric field around you, an aura field, and all you're doing is you're taking your Qigong, or whatever you want to call it, your energy inside of your body, and you're pushing it. You can push it through your hands, or you can push it through your whole energy being. And all you're doing is taking something like this and you're surrounding it by your own energy, and that is how you actually move things.
Yeah. And I was gonna bring up a quick experience that we had a while ago. I was trying to do the levitation and the pushing, and I had a cigarette that was laying on the table, and I had it like just standing up. And I was getting upset and mad because it wasn't working. And then I was like, what did I do? I was just like, push, and I did it. And I was like, push it, levitate, go flying or something. And it just freaking literally flew off the table all the way across the yard.
Because she got angry.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought it was funny though.
I've done things where, I haven't done it in a while, but last year I was really starting to work on the moving objects with my mind, but with my energies mostly, because we do have this innate energy in us. We just have to learn how to use it. And I went to go get something, and I wasn't even thinking about it. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I want that. And the next thing I know, it was sliding across the counter, and it's like, oh shit, I could have broke that glass. Because I didn't want it. No, that was terrible.
Okay, Lion of Tartaria, Stonehenge. Is it a real henge, or was stones put there in the 1950s?
I know that all over this snow globe, there were places that stones were put on ley lines, like Karnak. Stonehenge had something on it originally. I do know that if you were going to dig underneath Stonehenge, you would find more stuff, but it's mud flooded over a lot. So there was some stuff there. It's still on the grid. It's an energy point. It's a big energy point. So there was a point, I don't do time, but I know it was there long, long before the 1950s. But I do know that stuff has been done around that time, because it wasn't as, I don't know if it was damaged or what have you, something happened. It was tampered with. Yeah. But that stuff was there. There is still something underneath of it. If they got some bulldozers, which they'll never do, and they started bulldozing down, they would find some surprises. They're not going to do that. Of course not.
Let's see. I'm not sure about this question, but Joke HUD, is Kim Gogwen's or Gogan's info a total psyop? Seems like she's pushing for a negative controlled timeline.
Kim Gogan.
Yeah,
I've heard that name.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Heard that name.
That the last name definitely Gogan, because I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I've heard that and seen that name before.
Okay, I'm real bad with names.
Yeah.
And I really don't know anybody. No, I don't. Haven't been really in the world.
Yeah.
I know that name. It sounds familiar, but right now I can't even place it. Can you place it? Is it a blonde lady? I keep getting a blonde woman. Out of the bottle.
Oh, dye. Dyeing it.
Dyed blonde.
Maybe it is.
Is it a blonde woman? I keep seeing a blonde woman.
I don't know. I've never seen this person, so.
She like in her 40s? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Sorry, I'll have to look into that. I don't know. Maybe she's not even a blonde woman.
I don't know either.
I see that her dyeing her hair.
Oh.
And a lot of makeup.
Let's see. Okay, Mike Henry. Hey, Sonia, Tolkien apparently said Lord of the Rings was based in truth. Do you feel anything regarding this?
Lord of the Rings is based in truth. There's so much truth in there. It's like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our reality, you have to wonder, why did Atlantis fall? Why did it fall? It fell because a faction came in and it overtook us. It was also during the corruption of Michael, because this is a sin. We used to live in a reality that was so wonderful, and everything coexisted together, and then we've lost that. And now they're just to the point of denying it. Oh, that never was. It's a fantasy.
Let's see. Oh no.
Oh no, you went down too far.
No,
Or up
no.
too far.
Oh wait, that's the end here. Anyway, okay, let me see. Oh, Zanfast. I think you should limit to 3 hours. You're visibly getting tired.
How long has it been? It's felt like 20 minutes.
Oh wow, it's been 2 hours and 46 minutes. What, Mom? Has it been that long?
It's felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's not felt like almost 3 hours.
Holy crap.
That's crazy. Wow.
Are we in another time bubble?
Maybe. Although it is getting dark, so yeah, I guess.
Well,
not.
yeah, you're sitting here munching on these
I feel like I'm not getting full at all though.
Chinese chips.
I'm so hungry.
Well, what are those? Those aren't really chips.
Well,
Those are Chinese crackers.
Crackers, yeah.
We have this wonderful farmer's market. It's not really a farmer's market. It's an oriental market. We get all of our oriental food there. And I get my leeks and my bok choy and...
Yeah,
I love that
all
market.
kinds of stuff actually.
Yeah.
And it's like a third the price if you go anywhere else compared to there.
Oh, I
it's
love
very
that
cheap.
there. Oh my gosh. We barely made it home in time to do this video because we went there because Wendy took forever to take a shower today. So we were waiting around. Plus Faith came over.
Yeah.
So, all right. I guess we gotta cut it. You want to take one last one before we go?
Yeah, let's see.
There's Tommy. Tommy said something.
Tommy Rogers, oh, they're a trip. Let's see. Let's see. Oh.
And I hope we didn't miss anyone. We really did want to answer everyone's questions today.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see.
Seeing how hard this is for me to read this live because it's going and then trying to talk and wow. I give kudos to anybody who does this. You know, this is my first live on my channel.
Yeah.
And of course I had Wendy here, so.
I don't know. Did anybody have any last questions?
If you have any last questions, please post them now before we say goodbye.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, this isn't a question, but I can read it anyway. Well, the Golden Dragon Ball said, thanks for answering all these questions. Line of Tatara says, Sniper, I know this Master Dowser Maria Wheatley. She says the blue stones are buried there still. Check her out. Blue stones, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard of a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true too. Let's see. Mike Henry, you ladies are awesome. Thank you very much. I guess uplifting to hear sane people. LOL. Sane people. I would think we're sane, but I guess sometimes the people who are really insane probably think we're insane.
I'm sure. Most of my family thinks I'm nuts.
Yeah.
or
yeah.
overactive imagination. When in reality, they're as dull as you can get.
Yes, exactly.
They're so indoctrinated.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Zalmoxis. So there is a difference between the Red Sky event and the Phoenix technology our Cakes talks about. He's asking a question.
No, that
It's the same thing.
that Phoenix technology is going to end up creating those red skies.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Kachinas. You have in the Hopi legends, you have the blue Kachina and the red Kachina. Everyone start looking up the Kachinas. This is the red skies. Right now we're in the blue skies because we're in the blue Kachina, which means the blue Kachina is always misery and what have you. The red Kachinas are full of higher vibration and love. I know that sounds crazy, but it would be a time of renewal. Higher vibration actually. So anytime we go into the blue Kachina, things are going to fall. I mean, it sounds weird. I will miss my blue skies. I love the blue skies. But we are in the blue Kachina right now.
Mm-hmm. And you want to take another?
Okay.
Daniel Franz. Awesome show, Sonia. One question around Niagara. Was the Erie Canal built by the guys that say they did, or
No.
did they dig it out?
Absolutely not. What a lie. As so many other things are a lie. No, that was already there. And yes, it was dug out. It was already there. So, the Erie Canal. We dug the whole Erie Canal. I learned that crap at school, and I knew at that point, I'm saying, no, not really.
And
I used to say things like to my teachers, and they would look at me like, what the hell? That's actually not true, teacher.
yeah, exactly. And I think that's all the questions for now, Mom.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go. And everybody, thank you for joining us for this live, my first live.
Yes.
And I guess we'll end it on that note.
Yeah, thank you guys for showing up, and keep your questions, because next time we do eventually come on, we'll go ahead and do more questions again.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, there was other things we were supposed to talk about, but I guess it's
Oh.
getting kind of late now. So
I
maybe
had a
next
list of
time.
things that we were going to talk about, but I had no idea time was just going.
Yeah. And it's actually, in my opinion, I like doing the question and answering, because there's
Yeah.
so many individuals that want to know so many different things, and it's just fun that way.
Yep. So everybody have a great day, evening or morning, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. Good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Now you have to figure out how to turn it off.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Maybe this.
Um,
Yes.